for olofMhvMh7zeuwoKCDZ5hJiBX12YBJbhjfLTs. They also have the Molotov that'll be used maybe for a post-plant scenario as he nades open the door, smokes out the vent itself, but there is a massive gap there. Karrigan trying to exploit it. And Karrigan is fantastic in the upper bomb side, by the way. He is a really safe pair of hands.
Yeah, Nico's hands on the P250. Oh, Karrigan, he's in a prime position. Where did their health just go? A nade, I think. Well, Karrigan's bullets chipping away at 3 members of FaZe Clan. Now towards the lower site. ropz has to be precise, and he absolutely is. He's even tapped away at a second. Olof gone, long range. Frozen's caught the lingering Brokey. And now Nico, he's in window. He will have to make noise upon his contact. Frozen losing health, as did ropz, but that's both players that have fragged already. A healthy ChrisJ is lying in wait for Cold.
Well, there we have it. A 1 versus, well, 5 versus 0 at this point, as they don't take a single casualty. Frozen and ropz take severe damage, but Karrigan, like I said, trying to exploit that gap towards the vent dive at that point. The smoke wasn't perfectly placed. He didn't manage to get any kills, but he did do damage there. But ropz, clinical as you like, denies the plan and makes sure that everything is under control here. Not giving up a single kill is always a good feeling. As we manage to get ourselves to round number 2, it's going to be the force buy. Looks things from FaZe here. We're going to have P250s, Desert Eagles, and a Tech9 making a rare appearance for Brokey.
I do love a good Tech9.
It's about you and 4 people in the whole world at this point.
I enjoy it too.
Okay,
I bring it out.
Make that 5.
I bring it out once a game.
Tech9.
Once a game, I'll bring out the Tech9 just to show them what's up.
Remind them of that sound echoing in their eardrums.
Honestly, every time I buy it, it gets 1 kill. I feel that's why I do it. So like, whenever I'm struggling, bring it out.
Karrigan not struggling too much with this one. Brokey's Tech9 does eliminate ChrisJ off the hut. That bomb is loose for now on the top side. ropz rotating in from heaven. Bomb will be planted open for main. The pre-fire not going to catch it. Was Frozen just to unload his clip and does chip away at Brokey's health in the end, which could soften him up for the ropz retake. He's going to be flashing in the corner and jumping down. CT vent's an issue though. And that's what he's focusing his attention on. Already, we see the damage being inflicted in great buckets and spades. CTs, that's the frag they were waiting for. Here comes the floodgates as they break down, and Frozen doing well to claw back another. They are so low. Brokey could tap away at all of them. He hasn't got it, and they have got time.
He gets
2 to 0.
With the P250, Henry.
I don't know about that, Chad. I don't know about that. But the Tech9 unable to find more than 1. It did actually get them towards the bomb site itself, though. It did get that kill towards the hut. But that was a force buy, remember. They get the bomb down again. The fact they get 3 kills, now they could be tempted to force buy into this round as well. I would expect at least a partial buy. MOUSESPORTS, they have the best 4 versus 5% ratio in the last 3 months on Nuke in the top 30, 37%, but the worst in a 5 versus 4.
Oh, that's
okay,
unusual.
so if they actually get the first pick, they more often than not lose the round.
Okay.
Well, not so much more often than not, but worse than everyone else.
Sure, okay, sure.
It. Yeah, worth phrasing it like that. But otherwise, it does paint quite the bleak picture. Pushing aggressive now around the edge of the smoke is Frozen. There's a whole 5 of them there, I think. Yeah, quick maths. All of the FaZe squad behind that smoke. That incendiary does look like it'll be effective to deter, and a gap would keep him informed as to how many have crossed, so the CTs will not be over-rotating here.
It'd be a very good idea here if we just keep an eye on all the different variations of smokes that FaZe Clan have. We know that their T-side, not a map they would traditionally play, has been coming towards the top of their map pool. They've picked this against MOUSESPORTS. They have so many different styles that they like to go with. We get the deep wall smokes. We get the ones to isolate the heaven position so they can wrap around. We've got just the standard secret smokes you've just seen here. So keep an eye on which moves they're bringing out and why, because they will have to deal with WOC6 AWP in future gun rounds.
Yeah, coach of FaZe Clan, Yanko, actually, I spoke to him in Katowice. He told us that for Nuke, now teams need to have 4 different defaults, 3 at a minimum. Olof into the top side. ChrisJ, however, on the hut's done so well with the MP9. He sent them packing.
It's the smoke going down as well. Just when they thought they'd found an access point, they get gray screened, and they're going to have to go towards ramp here. But ropz is ready and waiting, but so is olofMhvMh's Deagle. Great shot. This was just a partial buy, remember. Barely anything invested, and it's going to be olofMhvMh on for the 8 at this point. 3 kills to his name. If he gets the last 2, that could be enough to win them the round here. We will see as they make their way up the ladder, running out of time, so they're going to have to make some noise.
He can't clear WOKCK, and he will get the first. He knows there's another one coming. Clean, tidy two-piece. That's 3 on the board for Mouse. And very loud with such little time left. I'm not sure why they didn't head low side. What do you think the call was there?
If you go lower in a late round scenario, there's a lot more corners you have to worry about just to get to the bomb site. Whereas if you get heaven control and you can deal with the guy directly below you, normally you should be able to drop into the site and get a plant. But for people who aren't too familiar with FPS games, or especially a game like Counter-Strike, to aim directly up or down, they're some of the most difficult duels to be getting in Counter-Strike. And if the enemy knows that you're coming, well, it gets even harder.
Yeah, I mean, it helps the logical breakdown of that. If you just think about the fact they have to be moving their mouse down. Oh, and health bar's going down too. Rain down to 29.
Yeah, it's the same we saw from G2, these little set-piece grenade plays to flush out the tendencies of your opposition. If you have a read on a player like Rain who always goes silo on the default, why not work out what timing he's commonly up there to start throwing a few HEs? That means he's kind of nullified for the round now. He won't be able to keep exploring his options as he'll drop back towards the pack. He is part of the smokes towards outside. And towards ramp they go. Robs would already drop off at this point, knowing he doesn't have the advantage. He's been detected and tagged down to just 91, which is fine. But the first kill for Frozen on top of the CT boxes there. That's fantastic work.
Ever since those warehouse smokes have become more on trend, wait, he just walked straight past him. NiKo is on the other side as soon as the swipe of his mouse. No, he's already passed, and NiKo now has an opportunity, unlike many, to turn the tides for his squad. A 3v5 disadvantage, and he's practicing the most ridiculous trigger discipline. WOKCK, he is going to be so confused. A double kill, triple, rather 3v3 now into the round, and he's pulled it back.
That was so well played from NiKo. I can't even begin to start a sentence describing it. We'll get into it after this. It was amazing. Well, it's going to be a 3-on-3 now for sure. 20 seconds remain, though. Is it enough to win? And the reactive play from Karrigan gives a frag to FaZe. This is actually starting to fall apart now. A 5-on-3 leads us to a 3 versus 1 scenario due to NiKo getting behind enemy lines and punishing them for it in the most spectacular fashion possible.
Oh, it's such a fantastic play. I love thinking about the perspective of WOKCK. He is AWPing ramp. There is not a shadow of doubt in his mind that he is safe. He is operating under full assurance that he will live to fight another day, and then a bullet to the back of the head, quickly followed by his teammate outside dying. NiKo, 3 frags, all of his frags so far here on Nuke in this one round, but he turns the tide of a 3v5.
So I was just delving into Skybox here to take a look back at that. Did we see the crossover in the smokes on the stream? Or
yeah, they did. They kind of bumped into each other,
okay.
Like kind of hugged in the smoke.
All right, I was going to bring that up in case we missed it, but I'm glad we got it there.
Yeah.
I was taking a look at those double nades because what I wanted to see was they wouldn't know if they had done the damage if one of those players had taken down Mr. Rain, right?
Yes.
Now, the kill did come through between that outside combo of Frozen and old boy WOKCK. You're going to see there, he will know that the nades hit because he had the assist of WOKCK there.
So this was the play. Taking down the AWP, already knowing Frozen's position, the fact he was low HP obviously helped out as well. Gets himself 3 kills in the round from swinging towards main entrance. It's a complete nightmare from MOUSESPORTS. A 5-on-3 crumbles as we head into round number 5 here. That was the partial buy as well. Plenty of cash here for FaZe. They bring out the Krieg swinging. Into round number 5. The outside smokes and flashbangs are being deployed, and WOKCK can do nothing about it.
Yeah, he's just going to have to accept. Roll over. 2 already down secret. What's his reaction? We'll support the upper site.
Does he even know that they're down secret yet? The way that he's scoping up, only looking to the right-hand side, would have me believe that he has no idea if they've crossed or not. Now, Frozen, he's playing like something is
afoot,
scurried on down, and he would be right. But just that flash usage by FaZe was all it needed to get across with a simple window smoke.
Oh, that's the info. We'll get it scar-free. But just trying to force a CT rotate, it seems. WOKCK, he's had the communication that there is at least one towards secret, so his responsibility's there. Karrigan's only got a CZ, but with a position like this, he looks like he could be good for one.
Karrigan waits patiently. We said he can put up big numbers on this upper bomb side. This would have to be a big performance. I don't think he's got a chance as Rain. He'll be the danger man here. He'll be taking down Karrigan, and that's their cue to commit. Out the squeaky door they go, knowing that the hut should be clear. Down towards the vents as well. A lovely maneuver. This couldn't be better from FaZe. That's very well done.
This is looking gorgeous. Frozen's going to have to get a multi-kill here. That's enough. Backups arrive from ramp. It is going to be Rops with the Krieg, and he's found Brokey as well. MOUSESPORTS bite back.
I can't believe it. MAhvMh7zeuwoKCDZ5hJiBX12YBJbhjfLTs now in a 3-on-1. They made a great call there, but MOUSESPORTS were one step ahead of it, having 3 players ready and waiting to transition towards a lower bomb site if required. And it's that lovely spray from Frozen once again. He gets 2 kills in the previous round, led into a 5-on-3 that fell apart. He makes up for it here, getting 2 big kills, recovering a Krieg, and giving them a 4-1 lead as well. Here's the M4 transition on the second was great.
The way that round started, I thought the blistering pace from FaZe was going to be more than enough, but Frozen was well awares, and as we get into this timeout, I'm pretty sure we could bring up Skybox for everybody at home.
Yeah, bitter.
So here's what happened in that round with this fast take. You can see WOKCD is AWPing the credit card line. As soon as this smoke drops here, his line of sight is cut off. He rotates back. Check out this flash. I'm going to pause it. WOKCD is completely blind. Brokey and Cold are going to continue pushing. WOKCD doesn't have eyes on them at all.
So they've also got,
undetected.
With the smoke down towards the window room as well, at the back there, they haven't even had to use smokes to cross over. Yeah. So even when WOKCD goes to readdress that position, with no smokes down and him not confirming the players have crossed, he can't even safely say they might be down there because there's no smokes to suggest they are.
Exactly. So look, with that in mind, with that in play, and the fact they still pick up the rounds, good stuff from the Mouse individuals there, because it did really come down to that Frozen multi-kill.
Right, so strategy-wise, FaZe had it all good.
They made a great call there. That the fact they got down towards Secret, they split lower in an effective manner. They dropped down the vents after getting that first kill as well. Frozen saving the day was huge. The backup from ramp from Robs would save the day, but now MOUSESPORTS on the AWP. They haven't fully invested into this. It's strange on Nuke to see the AWP purchase in this sort of manner. Let's see what Olof can do with it. He has been using the AWP the last year a lot more than usual. Not so much since Brokey came in their ranks, and he's lost it already. So they will recover it before the incendiary lands. Now their main AWP has got it.
It was curious to see Olof decide to save the AWP as opposed to the Krieg in the previous. It's just, the reason I think it's difficult is WOKCD is more than proficient at taking those fights with the Krieg, so they could have just dropped it across to him and he would have been serviceable. I understand the idea behind denying it to make sure that the CTs can't pick it up for free, but it's just so hard to use. I used to have rules back in the day, this is going back plenty of years now, where T-side nuke, we wouldn't even buy an AWP. We couldn't get anything done with it.
Sure. It's one of those, that's why I was trying to make the point on Vertigo, why it's so impressive that Kenny wasn't getting the opening picks, because on the T side, getting mid-round multi-kills is very difficult, because at that point, logic dictates you're already on the bomb side, kills have already been found, and you're kind of defending, right? So you're just getting a pick here and there to defend the plant. Not the best approach for FaZe here, as they've already lost a player, making some noise. They go down towards lower, but that's much better. Rain with a deadly shot from that Desert Eagle. Rops now with pressure as he looks towards Decon.
Oh, baby. FaZe Clan, just Desert Eagles and a single AWP. They've made it work. Low sight is theirs, and the frags too. Rain delivering all 3 into that low sight. Frozen's just going to be trying to keep hold of the CT Krieg. No one's blaming him for that. But FaZe Clan, after losing the first player as well. We talked about Mouse's 4 versus 5 win percentage being the highest on Nuke. Well, not today.
Well, that buys into that 5v4 percentage, right? That's pretty wild to think. If you get the opening pick and then you lose, that percentage of rounds, that's not ideal. But I suppose it's only of their rounds lost. So that sample size could be skewed. Might have to delve a little deeper there.
4-2. FaZe Clan with the Desert Eagles and the saved AWP. It is enough there. They lost the opening kill as well. As MOUSESPORTS, who had the AWP, was picking towards the hut. He goes down. They tried to hold on to the AWP on the CD side by dropping the incendiary there, but Brokey stole it away. They made their way towards outside. They got down towards lower, and it was the one dig from Rain that enabled them to actually get some traction towards lower. Bomb gets planted. The AWP connects towards window, and at that point, FaZe win the round. Another one stolen away. They are yet to win a gun round here. They have won a couple of times with just the pistols, which is absolutely fine in the early stages. As they make their way towards outside, this is a bit of a compromise situation for MOUSESPORTS. You can see the money really running thin now.
Yeah, this will need some more multi-frags from the individuals in the server once more, and Frozen has that saved Krieg, which could be hugely influential in a position like this, tucked in towards the back of the warehouse. We'll be able to swing out and take fights. If the smokes permit it, we can see FaZe lining them up once again, dropping the deep wall. This is where they knew the counter was to jump on that CT box, and they've Molotoved it this time, so that response can't come on in. So FaZe quick to adjust.
Oh, but they still get a frag. It is, however, going to favor Mouse only for a second, a fraction of a second, excuse me, favor FaZe. WOKCCC was the one to claw it back for Mouse, and okay, overstays is welcome. You can understand why, given the fact that he only had a scout in this Deagle buy, but yeah, working on a disadvantage from now on, and Karrigan likely to get caught here by Cold's warehouse spot.
Cold Zera. Massive advantage for his team on this round, but 0-5 for himself so far. Shouldn't be any danger of giving this one up unless Karrigan does something ungodly from main entrance, and not really that active right now. They'll make their way down towards lower. WOKCCC and Frozen to find a kill so far. Karrigan transitions down the vents. 25 seconds. If he gets a quick kill and brings it back to the 2-on-2 and finds the bomb, that would be great. There is a chance as well. The fact it's gone too deep, it won't make a sound cue for him to come out, and they've assumed this is clear. They haven't shut the door behind them. They're going to plant in the smoke, and there's a chance he can deny this. Doesn't get the second kill, and that could be everything. Pulls out the AWP. An exciting moment there, Chad, but not quite enough. Do you think he goes for the planter first, or did he make the right choice in going for the second player?
Well, the thing is, the plant was going down in the smoke. I'm not sure exactly how much Karrigan would have been able to see.
I don't think he could have seen anything.
Yeah, the problem is if he wildly spams at the smoke, he probably gets no kill. Whereas this, he guaranteed him a frag.
Yeah, it was the fact they dropped that smoke that saves the day, because like I said, if he denied that plant then and then fades away with the timer so low, they actually might even lose that round, right? So that's actually massive of FaZe, just to have that presence of mind, just to know, okay, this could still fall apart at this level of Counter-Strike. You cannot take anything for granted.
It was interesting to see how quick both teams are adjusting, right? So we saw that deep wall smoke come out. FaZe had already adjusted by dropping that Molotov on top of the CT box. But you already had the counterplay by Mouse, which was to flash through the smoke and take a fight. So we're already seeing this strategy develop within the space of one game.
Yeah, Molly's on boxes now, stopping the Frozen Peak that just got himself a double kill to start off this half. Goodness grief, this half. I mean, it's only 7 rounds in. I already feel like we've had our fair share of fair share of action.
Yeah, you're dead on. It has been a lot. Well, Karrigan, this time towards outside, the only one with any sort of bite behind him this round. He's got the Desert Eagle. Looks good for a kill. I don't think he'll land this shot, but time will tell. Yeah, unfortunately, Nico's movement very difficult to deal with there. You can see him just jiggling around outside. He is alone as his teammates get ready towards ramp, and they better be careful because there's 4 CTs ready and waiting. It's the tightest choke point on the map, and it could lead them to a real disappointing finish to the round here. There's a kill for the CT side, but now they know it's a stack up, checking every crevice of this area, and it's actually a nice 3-man spread out for Cold Zera. That's his first 3 kills in the game so far, so he's happy with that.
Yeah, good to get on the board. Nobody likes sitting down there on the donut. It's a very familiar place for me. But Nico, we'll get that highlight of his one tap there onto Karrigan. Now, moving forward, we will get the guns coming out here. I'm expecting to see the big green. No big green. Not enough money. Not enough money in play right now for WOKCCC. So he's just have to make the M4 work, which it looks like FaZe is going for a hard top.
Yeah, whether or not they go down the vents remains to be seen. ChrisJ, however, is going to be given the guise of the smoke. He might have to push through that. Karrigan completely and totally using that smoke as a wall, but there was a gap for Olof to find him. And now you can see WOKCCC already darting to regroup with his squad. They're all outside, all 4 members of Mouse towards Hell. And the yard position. I'm not sure this is even a possible retake. This feels daunting. This feels like B-site Dust 2 all over again.
Because it was a top rush, it's limited utility to get into the site, and then we can see the constant Molotovs up towards that Heaven position. There's a couple of smokes left over that can be deployed to keep them out of main. They can smoke off towards Heaven, and as you can see here, FaZe have already set up, ready for flanks.
Knowing when you've got them on the ropes financially as well, that's the best time to start throwing in these slightly more aggressive upper takes. They might not have the incendiaries, they might not have an orb-watching main entrance. If you can bust through and get the initial frag like they did, you likely lead them to a safe call, and that's what's happened here. WOKCCC just trying to hold on to weaponry at this point. Nico is on the prowl though, looking for wallbang damage if possible. 1 bullet connects, but that's about it. Can't push the smoke, trying to finish things off with the Desert Eagle. Not going to get him though, and 3 players will survive at least. After a 4-1 start, MOUSESPORTS find themselves 5-4 down. This is starting to get a little bit troublesome for them. This is picked by FaZe. Bear that in mind. His trade next if Dust 2 are required, which I think it might be.
You definitely have to buy here if you are that of Mouse. They've made the right call. You don't want to leave those 3 rifles stranded on their own, and they've been able to drop across weapons to make this work. ChrisJ will only opt for the MP9 with a full bank of utility there, but Karrigan's been able to get himself an M4. Olaf with the spawn will take the squeaky door pick, sees nothing over towards main. It's more of a, I was going to say, ladder presence there. As well, WOKCD, he's found a frag
Where did
towards
Olaf's
Yard.
health go? He's down to 19. Another nade landing on his noggin.
Slows right down for now. Opening advantage for MOUSESPORTS. WOKCD, the one to find it, not with the AWP. It's the M4 this time. Still on the back foot. Brokey will have the sniper rifle available, and the most logical place for it, head towards that ramp room. Rob's known to play the ramp room to great effect. One of the better players of this position. A nice balance of aggression and retreat. We'll see whether he gives Brokey anything here. He has to be the man to go in first and look towards CT spawn, ideally. That's going to be a common position for an AWP on the other side if there is one. Flashbang for now. Here comes the swing from Brokey. They've confirmed. They've at least got through. Robs will have to drop down now.
Yeah, he just can't contest. One flashbang was enough. But he will.
Which is fine on a 5-on-4, by the way. He doesn't need a kill by any stretch.
No, and he's tucked into such a powerful position that I don't see a world where he doesn't get another one. FaZe are going to be coming into the site with 3 if Robs hits his shot. It will be the low health olafmeister going first, as he should be. Oh, he's been spotted. Frozen onto Rain, that's a good start, but he won't even get one. Frozen, however, doubles up. That's some huge fragging from their secondary star. Brokey already onto ChrisJ. Is his chance for a 1 versus 4, closing the door, 9 seconds, won't have a safe spot to plant, and won't have any life left. 5 to 5, as we do see the chaos continue.
Now, you saw me break down before when WOKCD was pushed back just by the flashes and they got down secret for free. Well, here's what happened in the last round. WOKCD actually positioned himself very passive. He only has this M4, you can see here, breaking out those windows. As soon as he hears that smoke dropping, he's going to play all the way in the back line before he got flashed here. That flash comes over, doesn't get him, he's able to take down Cold, and that's how the round kicked on off for MOUSESPORTS.
So does he shoot out of the windows there just to suggest he might be AWPing from that position and like he's trying to deal with the smoke, just a bit of suggestion? Or does he just do it as like he does that every round anyway? We'll get back into it, Chad, because
I'll have
Rain
to
does
keep
like
my eye on it. I'm not quite sure exactly
because it makes sense,
that.
because it takes away some of the AWP damage right through the windows.
Yes.
So it'd be like as a common thing to do at the start of it, trying to shoot them out so you don't have to deal with that would be a nice idea. So I guess he's trying to just show the same tendencies he'd normally display. Just a small note.
And some lineups for the 3 outside smokes. A different look, as Chad said, keep note of all the different looks they have. And aggressive from ChrisJ gets
1
Nico
HP.
down to 1. And I believe that tagged, my God. The bullets from Mouse have chipped away at FaZe Clan, but 5 hearts still beating, and mine's beating a little quicker with the X-ray on.
So Nico loves to be down here by himself. He's happy to operate towards Secret, similar to Glaive on Astralis. Get down there, be a nuisance, to suggest presence, but with 1 HP, might not be as powerful. He's only got a single flashbang as well as he closes out his close proximity positions. He's going to be an upper finish for FaZe, maybe a vent dive. And in terms of utility, not much left. Karrigan just with the single smoke. WOKCD takes a bit of damage there as he holds towards upper, I believe.
Karrigan should get mollied out of position here, but he could get one before he goes down. Okay, I'll think
So
of a
now
passive approach. Now he's stuck, now he's pinned, and they don't want to have anything to do with the top side. They're just going to hightail it out of the ramp. But
why not? I guess, you know, he's stuck in there and anticipating an upper push here. You've at least locked him in.
And you leave Cold in perfect
nice.
position to punish. This is a real nice round from FaZe Clan.
Yeah, perfect.
Nothing Karrigan could do to prepare for that.
This Cold Zero staying alive here as well. Another fantastic move there. What a brilliantly orchestrated strategy that was. Like, what can you do against that? Like, they've slowed it right down to the point where they know where you are. They flushed you out. You've given away your position by doing extinguish. The Molotov, the only key bit of utility you have. They go towards ramp. You're locked in. And at that point, Cold Zero is watching main entrance for drops down to lower as well.
yeah, Karrigan's have been bullied in that round, I would say. And now WOKCD's turn is in the playground of life and Counter-Strike, as Cold Zero will take him down, gets the kill. Round number 6 on the board for FaZe as they take the lead here. Now, this was the opening kill from Rain, jumping up on the silo. He got the double nades earlier in the game, but that hasn't dissuaded him from continuing to go for that pick. And here was the kill, which was very impressive with the way that FaZe played that round.
Just the way the timings came together. He knew exactly what his role was there, and the smoke was dissipating. They're going towards ramp. He's looking for transitioning CTs down towards Vendor. That's their only point of access to actually stop the lower plant. And he's there. He couldn't have done a better job there, Cold. So well done to him. 6-5. Money's still okay for MOUSESPORTS, but still struggling. ChrisJ on the MP9.
Well, that top hut molly didn't actually push him away. That's just to stop them being able to face Squeaky at the start if they want to go for a vent dive.
Have we seen ChrisJ on a rifle yet? I feel like he's been rocking that SMG a lot. Full commitment of the spray.
Yeah, it's never a good idea.
What's going on? Robs can hear the steps. He knows they've got the advantage. He doesn't need to stay, and he does anyway. Now, however, the advantage completely turns because the low site is being swarmed. Only ChrisJ's SMG, not a chance.
They need to get a Krieg in his hands. We've seen what this man can do on this map with the SG, but having to be down on the MP9s, it's a serviceable weapon, but the way that FaZe are looking right now, they're stringing them out across the map. They're always caught in transition. They're never in a position where they're set up. Being forced to move around. We saw Na'Vi's T-side the other day, right? They were doing a lot of those drop down the vents and stuff.
They were. They definitely were. That was a main problem for the opposition. But at the same time, Frozen has fired off a bullet randomly, and his teammate's just gone down. I feel like this round is over. Frozen will have to give up, and FaZe Clan, again, looking so solid, rock solid on the T-side here of Nuke. We asked Karrigan going into this one, how do you think about NiKo as an in-game leader? Do you feel like he has strengths here? Remember, NiKo is considered to be one of the world's best Counter-Strike players, generally speaking, and the fact he's calling this sort of game as well, with assistance from Yanko and coldzera here in this sort of environment as well. But the fact is they're calling this sort of game, it's beautiful to watch so far.
But you can see what Karrigan meant when he said NiKo calls around himself more than what Karrigan does. Now, you build on that point you're saying about NiKo being one of the best players in the world. Of course, he's going to put himself in positions where he can be very dangerous and very potent. Like getting down Secret on your own, they're difficult duels once you get to that part of the map. Having Glaive there, he's one of the most skilled in-game leaders we have. So when you use him as a reference point, NiKo doing a similar side of things, able to make some very, very big plays. And a huge part of why 7 rounds are next to the FaZe Clan name at the top of your scoreboard right there. And MOUSESPORTS are left with a partial buy, which is a bit of Kevlar, a couple of nades, a couple of upgraded pistols, and Frozen with the saved M4.
There's the smoke thrown out late, and Bunny hopping his way with the bomb to get down towards Secret. No issues there. The rest of his teammates will follow suit. coldzera.
The bomb at the back, always a little bit dicey at times, but no damage taken, really. So they're absolutely fine here. ChrisJ, though, known to be a bit of a demon with the deagle.
Yeah, this is an impossible task. 20 shots. Does soften him up for Frozen and keep the crosshair away from the headshot.
Bear in mind there's only one rifle here. Doesn't seem to be even be a consideration for FaZe Clan. coldzera's like, you know what, I'll just deal with him. I'll just kill him. I'll just kill him, we'll just move on.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Let's just keep going here. There's no problem here whatsoever. And that's another round on the board. They've won the half on the T side here. They were 4-1 down, boys.
How does that make you feel, Henry?
Though they got a 2-0, there's no problem.
We just had this FaZe conversation yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Where did I put them? I definitely said they were in the top 3.
You said FaZe top 3.
Oh, yeah, I did too. I said Astralis, Na'Vi, FaZe.
You did.
Damn.
The way they looked the last couple of tournaments, like, mate, to be fair, like, after this amount of time we've had with FaZe, the amount of money that's been thrown into this project, of course, we've got to see results at some point, right?
Well, look at MIBR as an example.
Sure.
Okay,
that's fair enough. The other end of the spectrum,
they're
perhaps.
floundering.
But they have focused on one nationality, to be fair.
That's true. They tried to get Stewie down for a little while, Henry.
Did it work? that definitely didn't work. But yeah, fair enough. That's a good response, I suppose. But I just feel like FaZe as a project has been disappointing. Like, it's been, what, 3 years since we've had this going on now. They've had so many different international rosters that have the potency, the potential to be a world-class team, but it always just has this one caveat or compromise that they don't have an in-game leader, or they're missing a sniper, or the sniper's not performing. Something, there's always a compromise or an excuse. This is the first FaZe in a very long time where he said this is a team that can be in the top 3, and they're actually realizing those expectations.
I think it was the New York event, 2018. It was either 2018 or 2017. I forget which one exactly it was, but there was a New York event where FaZe looked amazing, and that was the roster with Karrigan, NiKo, they had Guardian in there, Olaf and Rain. That was the team before Karrigan got benched and stuff. And they had a stretch where they looked really good. And then it must have been 2017 because 2018 was when they failed the major, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it must have been that 2017 New York. And they right there, they stomped that event. They were just God mode. But since then, it's always been very up and down for FaZe. Obviously, remember they had Neo in there at one point. They had a Dren come in at one point. There's been a lot of roster changes over a short period of time.
Yeah, and that's kind of my point. Very prestigious prestigious organization within esports and CSGO, and a lot of money being invested here. I think coldzera probably up there, the highest transfer fee of all time within CSGO, and now finally paying dividends. We are going to see this team look very good in the first half of Nuke so far, and they continue to do so as they find 2 opening frags towards upper, make it 4 in the blink of an eye. They steal round 14 away. Is this going to be Robs remaining the RAM player who's just asking, what the hell is going on up there, boys?
Yeah, this one is a robbery. Just like that, a full heist. 4 players, just wool pulled over their eyes. We will see Robs trying to save his M4 in spawn. I say saving, of course. He does have the chance to go for it. It just does seem a little too impossible. Down, Brokey will find it. And so FaZe Clan, that is 90 rounds. And this one just got ripped from Mouse so fast, it's almost impossible to process. I don't know if they haven't taken many timeouts, but I'd probably want one. And they'll get one after this round, that's for sure.
Yeah, here's the quick variation. So it's the standard same outsmokes they've been doing. They're making it look like it's a secret play. They've just come around into main and they've turned it into a top split. Simple as you like. Everybody on the top side flashed. They've come in, they've pinned them down. Simple as that.
Love it, Chad. And this could be another fast finish for FaZe. Their momentum is behind them. They're looking incredibly strong right now. They know the money's weak, and they make their way out of squeaky door. Karrigan, good for 1, but that might be all they find this round because their upper bomb site is now open. They've got scouts for masses and a single M4 to try and retake the bomb site here. It's round 15, no saving now as FaZe hunt for double digits. They might just find it as Nico gets his 11th frag.
I mean, what? This is it. It's down to a flash from Mod6.
This flash has been sick in the last few months, to be fair, but I don't think he'll be winning this round.
It would be all 4 members of FaZe staring at heaven in the open.
Oh, it's got to be done now.
Oh, there's a chance here with this flank.
The smoke available, still for Rain, I don't know. Good shot. A chance for this from Ass. They are making it work, a 2-on-2 now, but time is ticking away. Still need 2 frags. Taking 4 damage here. The defuse has to come in right now. He'll touch it, but no chance, surely. Voxy with the P2000. He gets the kill, but not the round. It's going to be 10-5 as FaZe Clan stretch their legs out here on the T side of Nuke. They were 4-1 down. simple on it. Their mid-round calls, their outside presence, the variation of their defaults, the clutch potential, the shots, the talent, everything coming together as you see the upper rush from Karrigan. He'll lead the way. The flashbang's been delivered, and coldzera ready and waiting for a couple of kills here.
Check him. So now they're going to assume it's clear, and Rain has actually done it all. Karrigan said, watch out for him when he's hitting shots. You've got something to fear, and Rain has found a quad kill in the pistol to make that very statement himself.
Wow. Okay, so that's called the God Flash, the one they threw from T-Spawn. You get it through the skylight from the white truck, and it means it blinds the entire upper bomb site, usually. But if you're not checking the key positions, you might have flashed him, but it doesn't really matter. coldzera, he got the cover from Rain. He got 2 frags towards his main entrance. Wow, that was actually insane. I didn't realize it was that sick, I'll be honest. But coldzera got away with murder there, quite literally, as he got flashed and then at that point found 2 kills in front of him, even though he was completely smothered by the utility of MOUSESPORTS.
Yeah, and talking of smothered by utility, look at NiKo's position. There's a lot outside. All of the bells and whistles thrown by MOUSESPORTS to get them set up for an outside take. But, oh, NiKo, that is a real naughty spot. It will fade. He's hoping they're going to be turning their attention towards main, and they were. I say they travel in pairs. It's NiKo's arc now. Frozen and Rops. Oh, he's even spotted you. Body shots will prevail in the end. The power of the Deagle at that range, and coldzera low health could be the next victim, but just timing it to perfection means that 12 for FaZe should be all but a formality.
Yeah, I think you might be right there. Rops does have an AUG and lower control, but the bomb is down in T-spawn. So this is all a bit of formality. Now, it's going to be eco for MOUSESPORTS going forward as well, so we can start planning for the future. MOUSESPORTS won't have much of a conversation to be made in the next round because all they have is Glocks and no armor, maybe a couple of P250s if they're lucky. No bomb planted in the pistol, no real damage inflicted here in the second, unless Rops can find a couple now. He won't even have a chance to plant at this stage.
Yeah,
he'd have to run all the way, grab the bomb, and still not make it a plant.
Should be the man to find the frag. Of course, you can see he's completely unawares. He will get taken down by Rops. That's 24 seconds now, but the bomb, as you've highlighted, Henry, is going to be close to unobtainable. Oh, wow. That's a naughty little tag from Rain.
Yeah, no chance of winning now, and we'll see that come through. Even if he does get a couple of kills, even if he got one more, it wouldn't have a massive effect because, as you can see, $2,400 per player. They're not really racking up the loss bonus as of yet. They're going to have to take a full eco here. At the top end, they can get like a Deagle. P250s can be thrown in the mix. Rops always gets armor if his Desert Eagle as well because he always seems to find a couple of kills. If you find a couple of kills, you get $600, meaning you have a bit more money to your teammates so you can justify a bit of extra expenditure. So 13-5 locked in. Chris J's got a helmet, Chad, with a Glock. What do you make about that?
Well, it's an interesting choice.
Not the one I'd be going for, I'll be honest.
Me either, but maybe they were talking about dropping a gun across and he was going to be the player buying armor and they didn't end up doing that.
At least give him one of the Deagles, I would say. He's going to get that now. There we go. So now it actually does make sense. And he gets a headshot. And maybe even a kill. So that's why he gets a Glock armor set up.
Yeah, now you understand.
I get it now.
Yeah, his question has been answered. He picks up his teammate's dead Deagle and then has a chance to be providing additional damage into coldzera's brain. So far, Chris continuing to throw those 50 caliber rounds through various sheets of metal, yet to really convert anything to something substantial. NiKo's holding the perfect line. I mean, this is a nasty one for the cross to main. You'd have to hit a banger of a shot. He's not even going to let you try.
Yeah, well, we've spoken about this a lot in recent time. Teams who on the T side who are kind of just waiting this out, they're looking for mistakes, seeing if any of the CTs want to get a little bit aggressive, give away a free kill. And if they can't do that, they continue to poke and prod around the map to milk out as much CT side ability as possible. It's not great when a nade falls on your head, but there's those Deagle kills Henry was telling you usually come through on the side of Rops. The Prophet himself is in the building.
NiKo's going to want to get this away, throw that in the bin, or is he going to keep the AUG for himself? I know he had a bit of a tough relationship with it. The day he used it, it was nerfed.
That was pretty funny. I hope Valve did that on purpose.
They did say hi, NiKo,
yeah.
didn't they? Cheeky monkeys.
They always get their pokes in Valve. They are watching.
Yeah, some way, somehow, they are watching. We are going to have a 13-5 scoreline here. Last chance really for MOUSESPORTS to even have a save on the first map. It's to pick a phase, bear that in mind, but EPL logic dictates that you normally take your opponent's map pick before picking up a map yourself. So it's all upside down today as NiKo does hit the footsteps, crossover towards Secret. First kill, not found just yet. Rain is down towards lower, good smoke.
I saw Carrigan.
He did see him, but didn't recognize it by the looks of things.
It might have popped up on the radar for his other teammates, but so far nobody seems to be moving or...
He's going to do the same play that NiKo did to his team. Carrigan in the same game has managed to find the same gap. He wants top site, and he's calling coldzera, getting his pieces in a row, and now the top site is theirs. However, checking out NiKo, WOKCD will lose that duel, this time with the full rifle. Same spot, different result.
Good shot there from Frozen. Very nice position. But at this point, surely MOUSESPORTS have this under lock and key.
Olof's a bit of an unknown entity right
Remember,
now.
the frags they found in the last few rounds suggest they won't go for this because they have an AWP in the mix as well. They don't need this round by any stretch of the imagination. Carrigan wins in one single-handedly. Olofmeister still up for it, though. He sits towards the CT vent. This is going to call in for the Rain rotation. Unfortunately, though, that should be the round. Olofmeister dropped to the floor, but has inflicted financial damage here. Brokey will have to save the AWP. Money won't be fantastic going forward, but MOUSESPORTS have got their first round in the second half here, 13-6.
Both in-game leaders pulling off a very similar
That's a good
style
point.
of
Yeah,
play.
it's the in-game leaders doing the exact same play in the same position on the map. A different approach, though. So Carrigan could have got 2 frags from that, but instead he was looking at the bigger picture. How can I crack open a bomb site at this stage? So he didn't go for the kill beneath ladder. He saw that was on AWPer, save his houses. He's not going to be able to retake us and cause a load of damage. If I kill that player and go up the ladder, they'll adjust and take my position down. That's not a bomb site. He goes up, takes the anchor down, and that means the site is actually open.
Are we assuming that NiKo got 4x3'd here?
I think so. The fact that I
case,
didn't see it, but if it was on, if you saw it on his screen and he didn't react, then definitely.
I have a pretty strong inkling that he may have just caught his line of sight.
I'm gonna check his resolution now, just for sanity's sake.
All
but
right.
I'm gonna suggest he definitely uses like 960 4x3.
Ooh, different lineups this time. I'm intrigued to see where that one's off to. Carrigan with a main smoke from the backside. Or is this smoke and mirrors, quite literally, or is this the commitment? Bomb in, and that's already going to go down. Good shot. Brokey was the one to actually finish it off, but Brokey's stuck behind the CT vent. The bomb is on top site, but they're posturing around vent. This is a weird one.
Why is he not being taken down yet?
Somebody kill Brokey, please.
They haven't got nades to flush him out now, and this is where it could fall apart. They're focusing so much on this one player towards the CT vent, or not focusing on him at all. I don't know which one it is. They thought it would be Molotov, he'd been flushed out. The comms just break down here for MOUSESPORTS, and now it's a 3 versus 1. I couldn't tell you how Brokey's still alive and well, with 3 kills to his name. Rocks with a nice free
Yikes.
aim towards the huts, but it's not enough. I don't know what just happened there, Chad.
Oh dear. You and I are delving in to grab some reconnaissance, and meanwhile, everything's going awry in the server for MOUSESPORTS. That should have been a gimme, really.
It should have been, and I think Brokey's survival, it's funny how similar some of these rounds have been, half to half. Again, hiding behind the vents, he extinguishes the Molotov on CT vent in the same way that Carrigan did. It goes unchecked and frags. It's very similar scenes back to back. NiKo, of course, a big part of that round. He got the one of the contributing frags in that fast take, as well as the cherry on top at the end.
I think MOUSESPORTS are dumping an extra smoke to that yard position now to deal with the Molotov extinguishing the wall or breaking the wall. But Rops, he's going to sneak out behind the smoke this time. It's his turn to be the criminal, and he will get away with his life.
Burning, burning, burning. Hunting. WOKCD does go down. And he was segregated from his team there, so I'm not sure if they're going to think that that was the lone wolf. Oh, no. Oh, Olof and NiKo. They want to tie in the noose, and Chris J's giving him a way out. Loose the noose and fast. That's the bomb, though. Carrigan could be struggling if the flank comes in, and NiKo, whoa! 2 taps of his AK, and the round could very well be falling down. Now, Rops is the one to be tapping on his mouse 1. He's found the head of coldzera, and the bomb eventually ends up at top.
My goodness gracious me. NiKo with the play from hell there. He does manage to bring them back into the round, but it might not be enough. Brokey with the flashbang towards upper. He's got the AWP, bear in mind as well. Going to throw an incendiary towards the hut just before they make their final commitment here. If he throws it towards Squeaky Door, that could be even better. Flashbang to come in, and Carrigan, he'll sit inside the aforementioned hut. Nico to make his final play. Utility is down, but time is of the essence. They haven't found an early quick kill. Now Nico has. If they win this round now, it could be enough. The flashbang comes through.
Oh, he's so
Carrigan
hungry.
the challenge here, and the defuse comes in, and... He gets him. It's all fine. Carrigan will have enough to save the day there. It comes down to a stab in the back, but still they win the round. Nico, that was just amazing from him.
That was a wild round. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to pick that one up. Could have had the highlight there if he had that last kill.
I mean, I think he still has. Let's watch that again. Just tapping away on the MOUSESPORTS low side play. ropz was the one to open the door back in for Mouse, though, and Carrigan's the one to close it and lock it.
So the only 2 rounds they've won on the T side now have come from a Carrigan play up towards Heaven, and now a Carrigan clutch from the
Touche.
hut. So he's the only one keeping them within this nuke battle so far, and it denies map points. They lost the Eagles before. It could happen again.
He can't.
Thank God for Carrigan.
Yeah, that is so scary. You could just know what Nico's capable of. When you see those scenarios getting presented to him, you feel like he's going to convert them every single time. Carrigan's going walkabout again. We'll get the warehouse control. Has a teammate with him in the name of WOCCC this time round. They will get trapped. Carrigan's well aware of that one. We'll take down Rain. So, Henry, what did you find out about the resolution of Nico?
So he uses one of the oddest resolutions. I actually had to do some further Googling myself to work out what he had done here. So he does use a 4x3 resolution, but he uses the one above 102/4x768, which is not a setting available within the menu. It's a custom res, which is 1152x864, which is sort of 4x3 resolution, similar to 1024, but it's slightly more pixels, a bit more HD, but still the same effect.
Alex knows everything about these custom res. Remember you trying to tell me about this a couple months ago?
Yeah, this is a whole thing.
So I had to look on forums to see how to get this set up, and why people use it is because you have the same feel as 1024, but it's a little bit more crisper.
Right, exactly.
So,
because the monitors are so big and so powerful now, you just give yourself a bit extra with the same amount.
I'm going to try that tonight.
Yeah,
I'm going to give it a go.
I'll ask Dupree as well, because I know Astralis have a God res they use. It's like,
I use 1280-960 right now, which I think is what Simple uses, and it feels real nice. But I want to give this a go.
16x10 res, I believe.
I've heard about that.
Which is like 1480.
Lawrence mentioned that before to me.
Precisely. It's one of those.
Tell me about that.
But yeah, there's a lot of players that really, I mean, they will fiddle with anything until they have a ridiculous game on a setting and then decide that's the setting for them. Everyone will have the same thing. That's just humans. There's a reason we keep buying, you know, different cars. We can get to A to B with one of them, but we want the one that's right for us.
I like my new car.
Yeah, Chaddy's been driving again for the first time in like 5 years. A conversation perhaps to be had now, because the tactical timeout has been called. The US Air Force tactical timeout, to be more specific, in our first map of our second series of the day here. The last one for the group.
Carrigan has been involved in half the opening duels this map, 4 and 7. I always say it, on Nuke, say what you want about his individual skill. He always delivers on this map when he has to.
Yeah, he's been leading from the front here. And,
yeah.
Well, MOUSESPORTS, they're starting to battle back. They've got 8 unto their name. We know this is traditionally a CT-sided map, but FaZe Clan made it look anything but with their first half display. So if Mouse have just as many tricks up their sleeve, this one could be a bit of a slog here. It looks like we will be getting FaZe Clan on another save, so it's just a couple of pistols upgraded. There's some Deagles, 50, there's a HE in the mix. Maybe they'll invest into a little bit more, or maybe they'll be happy with what they've got on their belt at the moment.
All right.
MAC-10 in the hands of Chris J. He has been struggling, but as you noted earlier, Alex has been on the lower weapon throughout. Needs to main to scare away any CTs who want to get aggressive and try and stop the push. And now it'll slow on down, as it feels like it's a late top pop.
Yeah, he gets a lot of the control he wanted from Pop Dog early, and combined with the Molotov and the flash, a very clinical way to take this control. Brokey. Oh, Nico did hit the first one. Brokey was having a go at the second. I thought he hit something on the ladder, but he is just going to back away. The T's have top sight. The T's have this round. There is absolutely nothing other than the Deagles on FaZe Clan. Sometimes, as we tend to remind you, that's enough. I don't think this is one of those cases. ropz confirms it. Good shot.
Very good shot. Just trying to get themselves back into the map if possible. It's never too late. Money starting to stabilize over FaZe Clan. They're the ones on the hunt for map points. Had a great shift here so far on Nuke. Frozen, same story. 20 kills to his name. See whether coldzera can get anything out of the end of this. No real reason to hunt. You know they've only got pistols, but it's always a nice feeling to get them completely removed out of the server.
down to the bomb radius after the damage, but he was safe enough in the squeaky room. 9-14, it's time for another bye, and we will get to see more Brokey CT-sided AWPing. He has not been a focal point of their defense so far, but I am intrigued to know as to where he's being tested and if he is just yet.
Now, one of the question marks FaZe has to worry about here is if they do see these fast yard smokes that MOUSESPORTS have been throwing time and time again, is it another secret play? What type of map territory are they going for? And do we have to be ready for Karrigan pushing through that smoke? But this isn't the part of the game where you could potentially start seeing teams going for these top site plays off the back of these smokes. ropz has taken a lot of room. He's got top hut covered already.
Last time he did this, he completely caught Rain off guard on the mantle over the top of the smoke. Rain, you can see, has learned his lesson. He will recede, moonwalk after the mantle, and then slowly clear it on his own volition. But just as the timing and the smoke clears, so will ropz.
Well, Mouse have lower control. And a toes just been spotted there in main as Karrigan will get taken down by Nico.
Nico finds his 26th scalp so far, and map point looks to be locked in. Just a 5-on-2 here. chrisJ and Frozen with one Molotov between them, and Frozen now really no health as he'll be taken down to 37. Does get a kill in response. That's Nico at least. A 4-on-2 now. 1 minute on the clock. So chrisJ, he has got them out of some remarkable situations in the past, especially on LAN.
Yeah, a hero.
What can Frozen do? Top fragger at this point, 21 kills.
So wait for the clock to get weird and then walk out top site. Here we go.
That's all they really can do. If they pre-fire the CT vent, might be onto something here, but there is a player in towards hut. And they've given it 3, and Frozen will trade it out, but down to 15 now.
Yeah, and he's got the ball out, brought by Coles. And that's 15 for FaZe Clan. They look to pick up their map pick, and they have got 6 match points to do it. That is absurd. And it is, of course, an impossible task, or would feel like one for MOUSESPORTS. It's certainly not, though. We've seen what their T side is capable of. And one of the highly and most hottest anticipated matches of the group stage here at EPL does look like it's just one round from getting that advantage in FaZe court.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough task here. You saw 2 opening frags went without any real fight there from that of Mouse. They haven't found it out top just yet. It's going to be similar scenes, and a missed Molotov looks a bit funny on top of the vent there.
So Rain trying to give himself a bit of tenacity on top of that hearted coldzera to open things up. It looks like we might be done here on Nuke. A 5-on-3 ensues. coldzera applying shot after shot. Just Voxic remains, and there we have it. FaZe Clan will be picking up their pick of Nuke in a very convincing manner. This is exciting Counter-Strike to watch. MOUSESPORTS looking a little bit flat. They're going to have to show us much better CS onto their map. As we take a break, we'll be back with the analyst desk after this.
but it does just feel like he's about to catch a bullet in the back of the head. Or the front. ChrisJ opts for the forehead.
So, no AWP available now going forward. They've gone for a double AWP set up to a 0 sniper arrangement. We'll see whether these M4s will be enough to topple the likes of MOUSESPORTS as they lead 3-2 right now on the T side of train. And you might expect something a little bit different from FaZe Clan. Yeah. They have no defuse kits. They don't have any incendiaries. They quite desperately needed opening picks, so they might position in towards Pop Dog Room, could push in towards main, maybe an inside push. There are options to them, or they could just run the straight default. Time will tell as they'll start setting soaks up towards outside. Molotov from Karrigan, it won't be the same pace we've seen before, just suggesting there's players out with the smoke deployed.
That right there is the traditional set of nades he'd throw. That smoke there is to put out the Molotov so that he's able to continue pushing all the way down. So he's just feigning that. That will come into play later in the game, I'm sure.
Yeah, he wants them to be aware of the utility, but not always be expecting the push. Robs, despite hearing all of the, or rather having a smoke thrown his way in halls, he will throw out the Molotov for Pop Dog. Here we go then. Re-smoking Pop, that will buy them some time. There is no issue with time at this moment, but oh, Karrigan. How has he done this again? He's slipped the net. Nico with a nice angle over the smoke on Sandwich. Looking to climb up blue, elevated position. He didn't quite finish off the frag. Oh dear, that could haunt him. ChrisJ lives to fight another day. Fortunately for him, it's coldzera who will finish the job. 2 remaining now for FaZe Clan, and WOKCD does manage to level it up, keeping things competitive.
It's a weird round, this one. Not clear as to who's to be picking it up. 25 seconds remain. Brokey patrolling towards the outside bomb site here. The flash won't catch him. It's a smoke thrown towards connector. The backstab should be enough at this point. MOUSESPORTS should be able to get his final frag, which he will. 3-3. Convincing finish there for FaZe, and recover some T-sided weaponry as well. Olof opting for the AWP. Brokey finds an AK in the nick of time. They'll probably swap over, to be honest with you, as we'll see that come through. MOUSESPORTS given the AK-47, hands it to coldzera, their star player.
The hot potato with
yes,
the
he's
AK.
left it for Mass. He's like, you know what? Give it to Nico. That makes sense.
There's no Kriegs being bought here by
Good
MOUSESPORTS,
point, good observation.
They had plenty of money to do so, but they've opted not to buy it. So.
And on train, it makes sense, right? It makes the most sense on a map like train. You give a Krieg on the CT side of this map, you're in a lot of trouble.
Here we go. Now it is the full set piece. Karrigan's out. He's dropped his molly.
He's going to fight Nico, and Nico does more than one. He doubles up. The entire MOUSESPORTS attack has been completely destabilized and undermined with 90 seconds still to go on this round.
Oh. That move saw them have a lot of success towards the tail end of 2019. It was one of their key maneuvers. I think we even had Karrigan on an interview talking about the flight path that he would run from there, and well, it's been booked on out. You could see earlier in this piece so far, they've been opting for a different variation. This time they're going back to the old strategies, and FaZe Clan are more than ready for it. So on track for a 4th round here, but you never want to count Robs, WOKCD, and Frozen out of a scenario.
The young guns, aside from the MOUSESPORTS franchise players, that is Karrigan and ChrisJ.
Well, WOKCD, what have you got for us? One of the most exciting snipers in the scene right now. Gets himself on pallets. There is a kill available. Timing eludes him, though. Nico might want to get down after spotting him there, which he will. Gets himself over to hell.
They should just save now. If he can't find anything from this team aim position, running the gauntlet of Yard is...
They are at first, they've lost bonus right now. They lose this round, they get 1900. So I agree with you. There's no reason to go for this. With 20 seconds left, you're not going to win the round. They're still going for it. Fascinating.
They might just be seeking...
13?
Oh, he's pushed into the Yard. They're actually committing forward.
They've got 10 seconds at this point. So the best case scenario is you survive. Worst case is you die after the timer and you're going to get no money going forward. Why have they committed that?
Hiding in plain sight, I suppose.
I guess
you would
you're right.
never expect them to be directly in front of you.
It scared the living daylights out of me. But it will work out for them. They do keep 3 players up. It all came down to this play. Chad spotted their set piece, and Nico did as well. He managed to get the double kill with the AK-47. The way he was performing on Nuke, of course you want him to have the AK. It does make a lot of sense. You want your star players at the best weapons available possible. There was that weird era within Na'Vi when Edward and Zeus were still in the lineup that we had Simple without the AK-47.
According to Zeus, Simple wanted to use the Deagle.
I appreciate that. I don't care what Simple wants. I want to win the game.
I agree.
That's my point.
I'm with you.
I don't care what he wants to say. No, listen to us. You're better than me. You're using the gun that's going to win us the round. Let's agree on that. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense if you start playing these weapons to have maximum impact with that particular gun. Not just say, oh, we got a kill with it, that will do.
No, you want to be converting. The number at the top is the only thing that matters, really. It doesn't matter how many kills you get at the end of the game.
I don't care about the stats individually. I just want the team to win. That's how I'd be thinking.
Same smoke wall, immediately pushed away with the defensive smokes. Carrigan's going to try his luck, and Nico's there again to receive.
Oof, big damage from the AK spray, but dished out by the Galil as well. It's Christian that comes out on top. He's low, but happy with the frag. Nico is removed. Rain will just reposition now. And towards the backtracks, Frozen has the advantage there. Does he decide to fall back? The grenade will send him packing either way.
Look how passive on yard they are. Rain's in a bit of trouble here.
Incendiary buys him some time. He can focus now more towards the outside area.
Yeah.
And not sure what's happened there. Olofmeister out positioning Frozen, who was trying to get some intel toward the CT steps to the wide swing. Still going to get uncomfortable here for FaZe. Chris J, the danger man once again. Ducking and weaving around the bomb site, looking for any players out of position. Gonna find one, gets the dink, doesn't take him down.
Oh, the weaponry there, holding him back. And FaZe will get the last frag necessary. This is going to extend their lead, put them 5-3, and they do so cleanly, preserving 3 T weapons. They would be all available for them. Now, this comes back to Chad's point. No Kriegs being invested, which does mean that the CT side will not have that option of the one-shot, one-kill CT scoped rifle.
I think that even with that plant, MOUSESPORTS have to consider a partial investment here. I don't think they should be going all in. Just, you know, get a couple of upgraded bits of utility, maybe a pistol or 2. See if you can start hitting that inner bomb side a little bit more. All of their attacks so far have been out through main, right? We've been seeing the same smokes over and over again. It just depends on which portion of the round. And it does look like they will be changing their tact.
But if I'm FaZe Clan and for the first time, I'm not seeing those smokes outside, am I getting a little paranoid?
Oh, of course. Of course. The thing I think that Mouse have done well within these 8 rounds is they've spaced out the smokes. It hasn't always been at the start. Most of the time, yes. But there has been the odd round where it's been a little bit later. So you never... You know, you never have 100% sure in Counter-Strike. These are just guesstimations. Yeah,
it's all about the maths at the end of the day. Probability does dictate that this one should go well to FaZe, and that nade, owie, is going to bring Rops down to just 22. Won't be doing much with that health, especially now the rest of it's been taken down. Olof keeps the outside yard safe and sound, and they're going to keep all of their players, bar one, up and alive. Chris J catching a clawback frag, puts a rifle in his grasp. Crossover, what did Carrigan just do? He got a double kill. He could find a triple. He was lining it up, taking his time. Coldzera will shut him down, but I have no idea how 2 bodies just hit the deck in Z.
Must have been some bangers right there.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll be lucky enough to catch those in the replay. But if not, we can note that WoXic's been able to get the AWP back out, so that's a positive sign. They can go for more of their default spreads, maybe send him over towards Ivy to pick up some of those. This is the first one on Nico, not even looking. And here's Carrigan for you.
Oh, you didn't quite catch it. I don't blame you.
Nice try. It's all right.
He was fast. He was close.
There's lots of things going on in that
Carrigan's name did start filling the feed, and just a couple of seconds too slow. Nico will have his toes burned a little bit, and we can see the initial exchanges continuing between MOUSESPORTS and FaZe, just throwing buckets of utility towards Decon.
It was a very deep Molotov in towards main then. Normally you see it more at the mouth of main, but they've thrown it very deep and then had nades to clear out the close corners. So Mouse have had to give that position up for now, and they'll be heading over towards Ivy. WoXic has no option to find a kill here. As we can see by looking at the minimap, there is no one home. Ivy is completely open. This is a gamble right now from the side of FaZe Clan, having 3 individuals stacked towards that inner bomb site and 2 players pushed up in forward positions on yard. You can see 1 towards the pop dog position and 1 playing sandwich. So Ivy could be a bit of a problem.
It could be. They are considering or posturing for some information towards inner, but yet to commit towards it, like a walk-up ramp or upper. In fact, they're doing both simultaneously now. Will render them with no information. No one home, but just around the corner. Roxy's jiggle. Oh, he gets the frag. Punishing coldzera, however, could have the element of surprise here. He's already on upper, and if they descend that low ramp, he's going to be able to snipe them down upon the plant.
Oh, this is so strung out. Look how spread everyone is across the map right here. Chris will get on into the site. WoKCX was using that smoke as a one-way. NiKo does find Frozen, and this is coldzera's time to shine. They're not even worried about high ramp at this point. He peers out. He gets the second with the spray transfer, and it's just Rops. Low HP, above pop. 10 seconds left. Round on the board for FaZe Clan.
On the board in stone, Chad. It looks like this one is completely guaranteed. Rops will be having a shower in the locker room, making sure that he can keep that AK nice and tidy, because that's all he's going to have going forward. He's got a flashbang to go with it. His teammates, however, even with maximum loss bonus, they have not planted now in a couple of rounds. They'll be riding the loss bonus until the very end. coldzera with a spray down from upper. Chad called it. They didn't stand a chance as we get to round number 11. Remember, they were 3-2 up, now finding themselves 7-3 down. This was the pick of MOUSESPORTS as well. You need 5 rounds for them to start believing they can do this, but still plenty to be played. This might not be one they pick up, though.
I was going to ask you how many rounds you thought.
It's the old classic question.
Yeah.
I would say 5.
5 safe.
Just to be safe. Yeah, just to feel like, okay, we can still do this. 3, I'd be thinking, okay, we're probably...
It puts the pistol into question at 3,
yes.
doesn't it? But we are...
Chris is going to find another one.
Very positive, and Chris has snuck
he's
out.
gonna-
NiKo nearly went down as well, my lord, but there we go. It's the same old story. MOUSESPORTS catch NiKo unawares, or FaZe, I should say. NiKo never unaware. Certainly not today. He woke up on the right side of bed and then some. It's 8-3. You can see his kill tally's already 15. We usually say, what? What's a magical half? 20? Is that a good? That's a ridiculous half.
20's bloody good for a half, yeah.
And he's already 15 already. Let's see this again from Chris J, just catching out brokey. Nasty way to go, but these shots from NiKo are looking pinpoint precise.
Was just about to be a team player. Well, there you go. You can see him being a team player in the mix. They're setting Ivy player up with a flash, so still able to help out the squad while hitting all the shots. It's a nice ability to have.
Both is good.
Yeah.
That's a Road to El Dorado reference, a criminally underrated animated picture that was sabotaged by the big 3D animated corporations who wanted the 2D animation to be destroyed and boycotted. And so the Road to El Dorado was criminally panned, critically acclaimed.
We might have to put that one on the telly tonight.
Yeah. Very fun. Chris J does manage to find himself an opening frag, so now we're back to a level stead. I do think Karrigan's going to do it again, though.
No. Not against NiKo, my friend. This guy is a man possessed tonight. That is quite the shot.
Krieg watch.
It's a first. I just tweeted about it, saying that no one's buying Kriegs anymore. The Krieg is dead.
And he's just done it.
He's like, you know what? We actually need it at this point, boys. That's why. It's an insane weapon. It has that sort of potential. You want to see what it can do. It's starting to fill in now. We might see a few more Kriegs before this half is out. This AK approach hasn't been working for them. We are going to see a 3-on-3 ensue. The best chance MOUSESPORTS have had in quite some time, but they still need to get that bomb close to the site, and it's isolated right now, stuck in the T entrance. They'll smoke out toward the dark side of alley.
Hello.
And NiKo, he's in trouble. And, if he hits that shot, called the round done. But he does get silenced finally after finding 2 kills.
Olof looks a little indecisive here. He knows the bomb's going down. He couldn't contest it with his incendiary, so instead, it'll be Olofmeister and brokey. Oh, they're getting all the info they need. They know where both players are coming from. Hasn't stopped Olof from clawing one back. Strafing through the smoke with a flash. A valiant attempt from brokey to continue to contribute, but I think with his death, Olofmeister's thought better of it, losing a lot of health early.
It was smart by WoKCX there to change from the AWP over to the AK-47, knowing that if he was to jump through the smoke like that and he misses the shot, his teammates could be compromised. So that AK making sure he can secure the kill. Not something I do see too often from WoKCX, so I'm glad to see that that adjustment coming out right here. Olof's going to do his best to hold on to this M4, and I don't think they're going to find him by any means. So the fourth round on the board for MOUSESPORTS here. One more they need to hit that magical number of 5. Nice opening there from
He went for the full damage, just no ladder necessary.
I guess Chris was the MVP of this round, right? Because if he didn't take down NiKo on top of that train, the way that he's playing potentially gets both Ivy frags.
And it looked like NiKo was going to spin around and just slap him, to be honest with you. There was a moment there where I thought he had it. But currently he has 5 multi-kill rounds. MOUSESPORTS' team has 4. Goes to show you what's really happening out there right now. But like we said, 5 is the magic number, and they're almost there. Round 13 coming up. Flashbang from NiKo. That's pretty stylish. I like that. That enables him to check towards that all-off position. It's called Olof, just in case you're not aware of it. When Fnatic were the world's best team in 2015, Olof made this play towards that position right in front of you. Every single round would get away with it and find kills. We call it Olof affectionately ever since. Chris J starting to come online now as he will be opening up Rain's head.
Oh, their smoke missed that was meant to land deep. So you can see that smoke and connector near Cold Zero is normally meant to bounce down those stairs and actually cover off connector for an inside set piece. Now, it wasn't an integral part of the...
He's done it again!
How's he here again?
Karrigan, I swear! He's just this constant behind enemy lines saboteur. He's done it again. He's pulled another round home. FaZe Clan better thank their lucky stars that Karrigan has not been doing this every round, but it feels like almost every other.
I'm watching it back right now. That was only made possible by Chris J's opening as we're on board with Brokey trying to save yet again. This time they definitely should be hunting.
Yeah, do you want to pull this up? We'll have picture-in-picture of Brokey's save if you've got it handy. We could watch it back or
yeah,
no?
sure. Give me one moment. I'll tee this one up. All right, let's check this out here. So you can see that Chris J is about to step out of this main position and take the duel with Rain, who is currently at E-Box. Cold Zero is minding Ivy and Karrigan in the backline just here. So once Chris J pushes out, he gets the kill onto Rain, and Cold immediately rotates around Old Bomb, which opens the door for Karrigan to come on in with this flank here. So that's how he was able to get away with this. And as we've seen in multiple rounds, Nico is more dealing with Team Main than looking towards Ivy. So
for all of their flair, FaZe do have some gaps, and Karrigan's been very proficient in finding them. For a YOLO wallbang. Oh my lord, not far off.
Just to note, they have brought out double AWPs on the T side. Not something you see too often.
And not particularly comfortable versus an Eco. Talking of Eco, it's Nico, and this time he's gone. Karrigan sneaking.
He's really starting to come online, isn't he? We do see Frozen. Quiet performance from him so far, but looking a little bit more active this round. It's going to be 8-6. We said 5 was enough. They found that. As we get to round number 15, the money won't be amazing for FaZe Clan. They're going to get $2,400 on top of what they have right now. So, as you can see for Rain, he'll have $4,400. So, we'll see whether that works out for him. We'll have enough for an M4 and basic utility or a FAMAS and have everything. Not known to be a sniper, Rain. Bit of a meme about that. I think he's got 1% of the sniping
like 4
responsibilities.
AWP frags in like his last year, I think was the stat. We had that before at one point.
Yeah.
So with Rain in this core 5, he has a total of
0.1.
2 AWP kills.
2 AWP kills, not bad.
Yeah, because what I did was I broke down my pie charts from when the role swap happened with Brokey, before and after.
Right.
And before he had one and after he's had one. So probably used that while saving, I would imagine.
Yeah, so he saved an AWP once, but other than that, not known to be an AWPer. Rain's certainly proficient with the rifle.
And the pistols.
And
what else
and
has he
every
got
other
with?
gun.
Yeah, just not the AWP.
I haven't seen a Rain scout either, that's true.
The
scope weapons are not his thing.
It's weird. You'd think his mechanical skill would lend itself towards those sort of weapons, the one-shot kill of the AWP, but he just doesn't want to go near it, it seems. Either way, final round of this first half, FaZe Clan 8, MOUSESPORTS 6. 2 international rosters here, locking horns. 2 titans of the top 10 as well, looking to close out this best of 3 is going to be FaZe Clan. If they can do it in 2 maps, that would be impressive, but they're starting to fall apart in the second half. They've got 3 rounds against them now. As we'll see them limp into round number 15. UMPs, FAMASs, and a nice push towards main entrance. Gets Rain in position.
Yeah, real ton of information, but oh baby, Olof. One of the 3 potent weapons left in their hands. FaZe Clan are counting on him to keep hold if they were to commit inner. They have the upper side held by Brokey for now. Karrigan's holding flashbangs that suggest Chris will be going down this ramp. Woxic likely going to jump down and hold Z. That's their protocols, and it's off to the races. Chris J out, Olof to contest. Up above the train, a fantastic angle. He manages to worm his way away as well.
It's getting tense in there right now. Chris J down towards the sidewalk. Brokey's got him. That was the danger man at that point. If he manages to break through and get behind enemy lines again, we could have a chance. It looks like FaZe have this under control, but not for long. A 3-on-2 now. Frozen. Still have enough HP to be serviceable in the round. We'll see if Nico can hold him off.
Ooh, he's taking a bullet. We'll take Karrigan down, though. And now he knows exactly where Frozen is. That Krieg that they've pulled out has not found the final necessary frag. So 9-6, FaZe Clan. They are just 7 rounds away from closing. bucks each extra.
Okay, that was kind of nuts. It didn't look like they had a chance to get the bomb down, but all of a sudden it does come through, nading themselves at the end there as well, just to note, just for a bit of fun, I guess, and maybe to pick up an incendiary on the floor. So I guess that might have been it as well. Either way, it's going to be 9-9 as we get a tied up scoreline. FaZe Clan give up all 3 rounds in the second half, busting through the lower round. It was Robs and ChrisJ mowing them down. You thought that would be enough, but the bomb still gets planted, and that's why. Nico using the deagle like a sniper, and in terms of multiple frags in this game so far, that was his 6th. So managing to post big numbers here. Got himself up to 21 and 14.
That's his 6th multi-kill round?
Yes.
Whoa. We're already 19 rounds into the action. More of that to be seen, I'm sure. Close molly towards the corner where we often find T's waiting for CT pushes. It's not to be today.
This is going to be very hard for FaZe to get in here. As we mentioned before, 35 times this has been played from this MOUSESPORTS roster, and they've only lost at 7.
Whoa, those are some stats. And FaZe, we haven't actually seen too much of their train, so it does make sense as to why.
Remember, it's Dust 2 to close it out as well.
Oh my God.
Just to note.
Strap yourself in.
Yeah, that will be one hell of a game. You got the best Dust 2 sniper on the server right now, up against some of the world's best players in general. It's going to be one hell of a game if it gets that. It's honestly, the fact that MOUSESPORTS won the pistol on their map pick, I feel like they can get us there.
Definitely feels likely at this stage, as we have 50 seconds left on the clock. Not a whole lot of headway has been made from FaZe here. You can see this cluster setup from Mouse. They're pushed up towards the E-box. It's going to be through the back alleys, I think. The only real option for FaZe at this point, unless they want to wait for this smoke to expire.
Pop flash for Pop Dog. Nothing found.
A pop flash for Ivy. Everybody found. Oh,
that's the AUG being used there. You can see that's not quite as powerful.
Backtracks to inner.
Time.
20 seconds, that's a ballsy call, and Robs just single-handedly makes things difficult. coldzera does have a chance onto Frozen here, and now with just 1 man left, as long as that bomb goes down, FaZe have the advantage, and they both come up the ladder. Cold was ready and waiting. He greets them with a smile, and 10 now on the board for FaZe. They needed that.
Now, this is where it gets interesting, because remember those influential kills that Nico found with the Desert Eagle to get the bomb down?
Yeah.
They have a knock-on effect now. That was Carragher and ChrisJ that were dropped. So at this point, they're going to have to kind of recalculate their finances, work out who's going to get what, and they've opted for a ChrisJ Voxic double AWP setup. For those of you who've been watching Counter-Strike a long time, ChrisJ was a main AWP within MOUSESPORTS for 3 years or so. And now at this point, he takes more of a backseat role, the hybrid. He can AWP when required, but when it gets brought out, the tag team duo of himself and Voxic on train is unbelievably good.
Yeah, hyper aggressive as well, because ChrisJ, when he does get given that AWP, he can just throw his what would typically once a game plays. He can pull them out at any moment. Oh no, he's missed an easy one. Hits the hard one.
How?
No scope into Rain.
How is he not dead?
Anybody understand that?
It's
no?
over.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Rain can't even believe it. Like, he wasn't flashed, but when you miss your shot, you assume that I'm dead now. That's it. How has he got away with that? How's Rain not killed him? I mean, can we see that from Rain's POV if possible, please, in the replay? Either way, we'll get into a 5-on-4. ChrisJ can't believe his luck. Molotov deployed a Pop Dog. Not quite deep enough to flush out the CT, but one given back in return.
Now will enable Frozen to get returned to his angle. Should he need to? And look at that smoke as well. He's really doing well to stop the exit there. Pop Dog seems like a crucial component of the MOUSESPORTS take, and Frozen, through his utility usage alone, has delayed it. There's only 30 seconds left. They're all so stationary, waiting.
They still have their smokes, but no one's really lined up to do anything with them yet. I think this is just going to be a loose finish towards the outside area, and they're hoping for the best. They are lining up 2 smokes now, at least. This will probably be for Sandwich and E-Box.
20 seconds.
They've fluffed this one, I'm afraid.
Frozen bought them some time. Now he could take it all away. Nico does get the first into the site. It will be ChrisJ to catch one with these double AWPs. Only one now, of course. And the flank from Karrigan's going to be effective. Planting in the smoke, he taps away. He actually takes down WOKCD. It's not going to be an issue in the end. That was a fantastic connection onto his teammate.
A triple kill you don't love to see, but one that wins the round. MOUSESPORTS look too comfortable now. FaZe, what? A little bit cagey in that particular one, down to 20 seconds. They seem like they're bumping into each other, weren't sure they're going to finish up. Just had to accept the fact they were going for a very basic axle execution, which was shut down pretty easily. So this question, missing the shot there. Rain, how he doesn't get him there?
I suppose that's not the angle you're ready for when you're coming through. So we can give him the benefit of the doubt there that he probably was not ready for Christian to be in that position. But normally when the AWPer misses a shot, you need to be punishing
on
him.
That bolt, right? You've got you've got a good solid half a second.
For the AWPer, it feels like a lifetime. I'm sure for Rain
like
in that situation, it felt like a split second. So FaZe will buy up again. That plant does help them here, and this is the Karrigan maneuver we were talking about.
Yeah, but he's been spotted. He doesn't manage to get the surprise opening frag, and now Karrigan, he probably knows how to deal with this. His teammates are all reacting accordingly. Bullets through the smoke from all directions. But nobody's gone down. Rain's done very well to get this much information. His exit is covered now by Frozen, though. And I think Frozen's feeling a little... I was going to say overconfident. He does stand his ground now, waits it out. Good information gained. Frozen's doing very well to know his angles here. Rain, however, does get chunked down to 8. Frozen and WOKCD increasing the lead for MOUSESPORTS here in round 21.
So much synergy here on the CT side of MOUSESPORTS. You can see before they take their swings, they're waiting for flashbangs, working in tandem and making sure that everything is covered. Minute on the clock here. A 4 versus 3 sounds possible for FaZe, but I can assure you this could be one labored effort. They've already lost one player, and desperately trying to spray them down is olofmeister from Ivy. Just about connects that last spinner towards the AWPer Chris J. It's still 40 seconds, and now a 1 versus 3.
Yeah, with them knowing exactly where he is.
Yeah, he doesn't really stand much of a chance here. Throws a grenade. They'll actually damage him more than anyone else, and it will be Frozen to finish things off with 3 kills in total. They take the lead once again. Lost bonus building up here, but not really at an amazing position until next round, where they'll get 3,400.
It's strange to see Chris J needing to be the one to step up to be the hero in this environment here. Is 20 kills to his name, 92 points of ADL, whereas WOKCD, the primary AWPer, we saw his struggles over there on the T side.
Ooh, look at him.
Just the toes.
The little booties.
WOKCD's only got 6 kills. Now, they are winning, but they are going to need him to come online in these last, well, what could be 5 rounds here, if they want to get through it with ease. Fast strat from FaZe out main, and that's the man I was talking about to get the opening.
Get what you asked for. He is going to get caught with a nade in his hand, though, and doesn't look like it's going to be any issues. Karrigan smartly opting for the SMG. He could see the eco was coming, and now he's getting himself a whole lot of extra cash to splash in the coming rounds. He will go down to Cold Steagle. Nico's got himself the same.
Yeah, this is clinical from MOUSESPORTS at this stage. Every shot, every play, just racking up money, securing double orbs, T-sided weaponry as well. I don't see them giving up another round, if I'm honest with you. This looks like a 16-10. There's a reason they picked this map. Chad's already given you the stats as to why they're considered one of the best in the world on this map. And right now, FaZe starting to shrink.
The thing is, the logical step for FaZe now would be to go and try something probably towards inner.
Inside, right? With a set piece. That's what I'd be calling right now. But the thing is, if I'm MOUSESPORTS, I've got this sort of control. I'm throwing in some spanners into the works as well. You know, that just when you think they're adapting.
AWP, for example.
So they will go to yeah. This is what you want to do. You want to send Rops in to just completely sabotage their adaption if it comes through, which he has done. Amazing call. If Karrigan made this one, it's great because he only gets 1 kill, but that inside execution now that they did have it in mind is going to be compromised. They won't have absolutely everything they need with Cold Zero being removed and Rain down to 18 HP. So a nice adjustment there. But the double orb setup, you can see whatever they had in mind, they're going to have to readjust now. But they wanted to go for that inside play.
They're about to get team main control here. I just saw the deep smoke come in the flash. So this is a good bit of information right here for MOUSESPORTS. There is a minute left on the clock, so it is early information, but it's given them enough to rotate another member over towards this inner bomb site and set up for this hit. But meanwhile, FaZe are happy to play slow. The individual they have over towards T-spawn, watching the Ivy push, tells me they're not going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, you might be right. Totem drop here being set up.
They're going to do the a variation of it.
So you have 2 different targets. You can see them actually left and right of each other instead of on top of each other's heads. I guess that's the variation to enable a chance of getting a trade at least instead of it being a guaranteed double kill like we see so often.
Yeah, or you could do the Spirit approach of having Chopper on the ladder walking down and kind of lowering like an elevator for his teammate to take the peak.
It's fake.
20 seconds phasing this clock. It's very Na'Vi-esque. But they're going towards the inner site, and it has drawn a rotate. So Karrigan to sit still here on this site is their way in. They have to eliminate him. Surely they won't let the plan go down. Karrigan will not. And that's the round one. MOUSESPORTS, they're playing this fantastically. Or FaZe Clan just really not giving the time enough thought.
They need to take a time out themselves right now and say, right, these defaults aren't working. These set pieces are getting us nowhere. Let's start just bulldozering outside. Let's start using the star players we have available in our ranks, start getting some shots. A basic approach together would be enough, in my opinion. But the problem is, every time they make an adjustment, like we said, they were about to do the inside execution there. Rob pushes inside, completely changes their mindset, goes towards outer, where they've got Voxic and Karrigan just doing great work out there, working in tandem. Double orb set up, a couple of Kriegs, an Org in the mix as well. It's going to be such a nightmare to get them out of this position. I don't even know where you begin.
They need a Nico miracle round, I think.
That's it. They need someone just to step up and have one of those crazy phase rounds that knocks away the money of MOUSESPORTS somehow. It's a 1 versus 3 situation that takes the wind out of their sails. For me, Duster is locked in. It looks like MOUSESPORTS have got this just so comfortably.
If this is ever going to happen, this will be the round right here, because we can see the purchase coming on through. The Deagles are locked and loaded. The utility has been strapped on. Brokey with that AWP, he needs to make some magic happen right now, sitting at the bottom of the scoreboard for his team, 7 kills to his name. If there was ever a time that FaZe needed an opening from a T-sided AWPer, this could be it. Straight down low ramp, I reckon, or down pop. There is 2 options. Pop will be the choice.
Love it. Straight down pop with the AWP. Big found early. He wants to back up his teammates, the main body of the assault, with what limited utility they do have. He is, of course, 50% of that, so he's going to be, or even more, going to be looking to deploy that towards Rops's location as it flies in. So does the rotate. ChrisJ will get his AWP set up as best he can. And immediately loses his mind.
We needed something like that. We said some phase craziness had to be brought forth, and we could have it right here, right now. It's a 5 versus 4. The bomb's down. Desert Eagles. They saved the AWP picked up at this point from ChrisJ's corpse. And they might have done enough. This could be it.
Good in sentry. It's going to force coldzera out, but they might treat it as clear now. And that would have enabled Rain to push in. Woxic was ready. And now Olof has to be clean on the first, and he is. Brokey's AWP has found his first, and now Frozen to clutch it out. But Olof says no. Olof Meister, Train, of course, a specialty. There is a spot named after him, but that one was special. A quick 3K, the last one securing the round.
Oh, there it is, Chad. We asked for it, and it's delivered.
They need 2 of them, though.
Yeah,
they need to back that up. They need to back it up with another round if they want to have any chance of breaking the money, because ChrisJ, he's been squirreling away his pennies. This was the opening.
Yep, it was ridiculous. coldzera and Olof Meister with the Desert Eagle. This was quite iconic almost. Olof Meister, this final shot. It's 1 versus 1. Remember, he misses this one bullet.
Needed.
He loses the round because he would have full defused the bomb. That was just down to 1 bullet to save the day. That's all.
Yikes. Oh, back to the slow default stuff, FaZe. It hasn't worked so far.
Yeah, I want to see them pick up the pace. Just let's throw caution to the wind here.
Against double orbs, would you assume that pace is it going to?
Yeah, with a couple of basic smokes out there, which are very easy to run at the start of the round and grouping over to 5. I think that's almost the best way to counter those double orbs. We'll see though, as they have found this opening pick and a decent Molotov now to block off the vision of Karrigan. This is the moment. Who will take the next frag? It's going to be ChrisJ.
He gets away, scar-free. Big advantage now. coldzera caught out. This aggression from MOUSESPORTS has been so calculated and effective. Brokey will smoke off Karrigan.
Bit of a gap there. That might be enough for a kill.
I think it might look like enough. Yeah, he saw legs. And he sees Nico fall in the feed. Karrigan doing some fantastic work here.
Yeah. He'll take every advantage he can get.
Wait, he won't expect this, surely.
He does. Karrigan 1 step ahead of the curve here. Just 1 player remains. That's going to be Rain, and he's towards inside. The bomb's down towards Ivy, so he is in a lot of trouble, to say the very least.
No, he's got the bomb on his back.
Oh, you're right.
Wait, what?
I assumed it was down towards Ivy.
Safe assumption. So do FaZe of rather MOUSESPORTS.
Okay, so he can't believe this. I don't think anyone can.
Oh, now the rotation's coming. Connector.
I guess he wants to get one kill just before he plants.
The time.
No, it's cool.
He has to plant.
Why didn't he plant? He has got the bomb.
I don't think he expected the site to be completely clear. It doesn't make any sense with Rob still alive.
He could have planted the bomb there. I don't get it. He could have. They would have had a plant next round as well. Have you got that plant down?
Yeah.
You said they actually had enough money to buy. And I thought he was going for that kill, just kill one rotation, then go plant, but he just sacrificed the round.
I think he was expecting Robs to be somewhere on the site that he couldn't clear. Yeah, that would be the only explanation for that scenario right there. Because if he knew the site was clear, he definitely would have planted. Obviously worried about a potential flank or going down, and if he went down after the time while trying to plant the bomb there, that could have been even worse.
I suppose so. I guess they have the AWP. Not all is lost, but...
Brokenly has 9 kills. It's not like he's changing the game for them by any means. He did find the opening there from WOXIC, but his smoke was the fumble. And let me tell you, he's going to be practicing that a few times tonight after they finish this game, because that was a key miss right there.
You're right.
Not even with the AWP, a key miss. With the integral smoke deployment, Karrigan is in trouble a little bit. He's smoking out main just to get himself out of dodge. Bit of a poor smoke, definitely some player potential around that. Same can't be said for Olofmeister, but he's going to try anyway. We'll walk up to the generator. And oftentimes, this Ivy position does just come down to timing. Obviously linked quite instrumentally to game sense. But just choosing the timing for your push, it comes in sync with your team. The totem drop for FaZe to ensure that they have Pop Dog control safely.
So, one round for MOUSESPORTS to get map point. Dust 2 up next. Feels almost like a lock-in here. FaZe have won a single Deagle round this half. That's pretty much all they've put down. Flash over the top. Commitment comes shortly after. Out of the Pop Dog they come, and Frozen looks like he's primed to get a couple more kills.
20 seconds, it's that same scary number, and Nico, they can just stop it. They should, but they can't. A 5-man after plant. FaZe are looking to steal away the 12th. Nico's done all of the hard work. Bomb planted and first blood drawn onto the highest fragger that was Karrigan.
Couldn't find a decent post-plant position, however. He'll go down to the open and... a knife! What on earth has just happened there?
What is going on?
He just went for a knife. He knew where he was. Instead of coming around with a no-scope or the AWP or a pistol, he went for a straight-up knife kill, and they're going to smoke the bomb just so some Ts will stay around this position. So they're looking at the bigger picture. They want to save their AK, their Krieg. Like, sure, there's a chance they could win this round, but their money's... it's pretty good right now, but not worth the risk, not worth giving up anything else. It will be FaZe to find the round. Does anyone go down with a blast? No, they do not. So 4 players will be taken forward. So,
is that the olive branch?
It could be. It could be. It came down to Nico here, managing to open things up towards Karrigan. This was the moment, Chad. What did you make of this? A knife round the corner. Like, it looks like he's got intent there to just go for the kill with a knife. I guess his options limited is either face check it with the AWP or a Deagle.
Well, the barrel's going to show first rounding that corner, right? Look, not ideal. I think we can definitely agree on that one right there.
Certainly on a weapon round, trying to have use your knife being your best option is non-ideal.
If they do win the series, we'll ask about it in the post. Double up set up on the T side. The only map you'll ever see this on. Virtus Pro, way back in the day, used to run it. SK Gaming as well.
Is this more, do you think, because FaZe are forced into it?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, definitely. Like there's no way they've designed their game to be
double
operational with 2 AWPs, but like nothing else is working. Might as well see if you can get the picks.
I did wonder that when I saw them, saving the second. Did feel like it was a choice they didn't have to make.
It's a player like coldzera. I feel like if he wants to do something, he's going to do it. It doesn't work out for him necessarily, but they have got the trade.
And that could be enough for another round. Getting into the site.
There's another player inside, though. There's WOXIC. They might not have accounted for.
Rain needs to be very careful here as well. That smoke's going to fade soon, and the Molotov's dissipated now. Rain's in the hot seat.
So good smoke, some post-plant Molotovs used. But the next kill is so important. Vox is waiting for an opportunity.
There's no smoke for the bomb either.
Are they going for this? Is it worth it? It might be at this point. Karrigan gives them an entry.
He's hunting him down. Look how angry Karrigan is. He just wants to get onto that site. He wants to get onto that third map. Brokey's getting his toes peppered. He will be pushed in by Karrigan. Nicely dealt with by Brokey. Now the time becoming a factor. If Frozen will get on it, and he can sit it, he will not contest it. Oh, he knocked off. Olof's dunked him, and he's won them the round. A HE grenade from heaven. And MOUSESPORTS, they're going to lose Chris J in the fray as well. Another AWP will not be saved.
There was no way. It looked like it was absolutely locked in there. MOUSESPORTS had it. They had the cover towards lower ramp, upper, and a bounce nade. I can only assume off the door of upper ramp that lands directly on the bomb. Just denies the defuse there, and somehow FaZe will stay in this game, and it shuts down the money as well, Chad.
Oh, no.
Where did the nade go? It must have been upper ramp, right?
Yeah, it was Olaf for upper ramp. He also had the Molotov that he dropped where Frozen started defusing in that, but I was worried because the position of where Nico planted the bomb was actually on the bomb train, not on the ground. I didn't think it would be enough.
But then, if anything, it helps it out because the HE lands mid-air. It doesn't go quite to the floor, so it probably did more damage with the bomb being there in that particular position. Voxic has an AWP, but they're going to lose the first kill here, surely. It's going to be coldzera to open things up. Looking for a 14-14 scoreline. They've got themselves right back in this one now. Kills across the board, and Voxic will be left to the AWP. Rops, Desert Eagle, nothing can be done here. They need to hold on to the sniper.
It's been about 30 seconds since MOUSESPORTS, as a unit, thought they won that round before, to them being naded off it, and now they've lost 2. It's that quick of a turnaround. FaZe Clan charging out into the inner site on the round before, and now here on the outer. 14-14. They have managed to find a lifeline when I thought they were all out. Chris Tarrant was shaking his head saying, you got to do this on your own. And
that is a very tenuous niche reference, Alex, but I respect it so much. Do you have any idea what he was talking about there, Chad?
No clue.
Okay.
You know me.
If you did understand it, send us a tweet.
That's for my little clique of UK Counter-Strike millennials. Shout out to you guys.
Oh, God, to get the specific line as well, that really is quite good. I like that. In the last meeting on Train, it did go to an overtime after 9-6 halves. Mouth won 90-17. But did you say those different lineups, Chad?
No, this was the last time that these two teams played. Was the 10th of the 10th in 2019 in ESL Pro League Season 10.
10th of the 10th.
And yeah, SEO bang on there. It did go overtime, 19-17. Nico was dropping bombs then as well. I think he had 30+ kills to his name in that match.
Always a bit frustrating when it's not enough. And when you take full damage towards Pop Dog, he's got the AWP this time. Much looser Counter-Strike. You can see coldzera's had the AWP. Brokey's had it, now Nico. He must have had a good spawn for Pop Dog to try and go for this pick. And for now, who will get either map point or series point first? Nico down to 32. Might be Mouse.
Maybe he'll be holding on to that AWP for a little bit longer.
Yeah. That's a good way to start the round out for MOUSESPORTS.
They're out of nades, though. You can see here only a smoke and 2 flashes left with a minute 15 on the clock and 1 defuse kit on the back of Chris J. So if this one does turn into another post-plant situation, this is where you can start to favor FaZe Clan. However, they've been slow on the time before.
They just flash on the fade here?
I think he can just sit and wait.
He's not opted to be in it. He's using the cover of the Pop Dog corner, and now he puts himself in the smoke. Just as it fades, but Frozen gets him. Advantage. Frozen doesn't understand it. He's the one that seizes the advantage. And now, 4v4, they look for inner. And look at the positions of the CTs. They're above each other.
Yeah, it looks very good here. Rob should be on for a couple, as we'll see Chris J chime in as well. There it is. Map point to be found. 5 versus 1, and the money is in a good position for FaZe, so overtime looks very likely again.
Olaf needs to kill as many as he can here. There's 20 seconds left. He can't go down without finding a frag. If he can do any damage to the economy at all, it's going to be a plus, but it looks like he just wants to hold on to this AK.
He's got enough for his own utility, and his teammates can all buy themselves.
Well, Nico has $0,
Nico does
right?
0, but yeah, I guess you're right. So Olaf Meister could use the drop next round.
Nico's only going to get 1,400. He will need to drop that across to Nico to allow him to have an AK.
What does that leave Olaf with?
Olaf can buy an AK of his own, and that's it. Maybe he'll have to drop a Galil instead.
He could drop an AK.
Oh, he automatically bought the Molotov. No, Olaf!
Oh, the incendiary.
No.
So he's given a Krieg by Rain, though?
So Cold's making a sacrifice.
Oh, Cold did. Okay. So Cold's Deagle is like one of the craziest in the world. I think he's probably just said, I can Deagle on this map, don't worry.
We saw the 1-on-4 the other day.
Honestly, I remember Matt and I were casting him once online, and he did the most ridiculous stuff on Train for an entire map. He knows his Deagle is probably enough. I think that's probably what he goes for here. Is there anything on the ground?
He's got nothing at the moment.
I think it'll be Deagle armor, and he's probably fine with that. He knows what he's capable of in this sort of scenario. If you are just joining us, the second map between the two international rosters here in EPL, FaZe Clan and MOUSESPORTS, showing us how good they are. Right down, split to the middle. It's going to be 15-14, and a Mac 10 is thrown over, not the Desert Eagle. Here's a Glock to go with it. They have utility, but not much of it. The AWP for Brokey on 11 kills and 16 deaths. It's MOUSESPORTS that have looked so impressive on the CT side, but they started to drop off towards the tail end of it. FaZe Clan need 1 round for the reset, take us to overtime, and potentially close us out in 2.
It comes down to the decisions you make in the next 25 seconds. We've seen so many opening first bloods, so many rounds decided in the opening moves. And look at ropz' opening move. He's taken their head off coldzera. He can disappear back into his hidey hole and live for fighting another day. A smile on his face as well, as he knows he's given his team a huge leg up. It was only the MAC-10, but we talked a lot about coldzera and what he can contribute. Well, now FaZe will have to work without it.
I don't live in a world where this is possible. The amount of grenades, the fact they already have 2 individuals on that inner bomb site. We saw them win a retake scenario before by a grenade on the back of Olaf. Well, he has one again this time round, but they have to get into the bomb site first.
How do you do that? Utility. Flying, soaring through the sky. ChrisJ playing anti-flash on that train. It's going to cost him his life, though. Into the site they flood. ropz has to find this duel on Olaf. Cleanly, timing favors him. olafMeister, you beast!
He knows of the tendencies of ropz. You could see him ducking and weaving, but it might not be enough here. 3 versus 2. Brokey needs to deliver. He has done not much at all with this AWP on train so far, and that continues. NiKo, he'll have to pull out something quite special here. The first shot reflects that intention.
2 mollies, a smoke, and a nade. He has so much to deal with here. He has to get forward. He has to fight.
He doesn't know how. He doesn't know where to come from. He's just relocating now. Is able to take this fight. One more bullet. No! Oh, wow. It comes all the way down to the wire, but we're off to 3 maps. I hoped it would be the case. This international clash will be concluded on the AIM map of all maps. Dust 2 up next.
Pick up, I know to be right on.
that beg the difference or the question that they can. Number 2 in the world, number 9, they clash. Third map, it's all about aim, it's all about brain, and now it's time to see if FaZe Clan can really return to nuke, or if that MOUSESPORTS momentum has been picked up on train. We're into the action and boosting up short. The CTs look like they want to be bringing some of the fight fast up mid.
Now remember, a knife round was used to decide who will be starting the T side here. MOUSESPORTS will end up with the more advantageous start, I suppose, but you would normally pick CT to begin with. It's kind of counterintuitive. We'll get into that later as the long take will come through. A single smoke deployed and make it 2 actually. The second one will be coming in a little bit later. Robs the cross and coldzera to strike.
Oh, Nico only had 1 moment before the flash did catch him. He did manage to find a frag already, though, and boosting up coldzera, he stays crouched and still finds the headshot on the tiniest margin. Chris will knock him off his perch. 3v2. Olof desperately trying to claw one back before he faces long. If they can get one off the side, they can't. Chris J and WoKCDZ hitting some bangs.
Yeah, they certainly did, didn't they? What a fantastic approach from MOUSESPORTS, getting that long control, an early smoke to kick things off while they ascertained control of the pits and, of course, that car position. Once they had, the second smoke comes through and the Glock shots didn't miss. Even with a nice boost from coldzera, they were unable to deny the plant, and it is MOUSESPORTS running away with the round with some fantastic shots as well on jumping CT players. As they force by in the second round, they're going to bring out CZs and Desert Eagles. A shot rattles off through the double doors, but no damage inflicted.
Hello.
A B rush, we don't like these in this sort of round, and maybe we're about to find out why.
Yeah, it comes down to the deagle of Brokey, and he's done well to get 1.5. But simply just not enough. The site will be lost, the retake's impossible, and this force bite will be brought into the third instead. I guess kind of a second bite of the cherry.
Of course, and at this point, you got to hold on to what you can, look for some exit kills. And the reason you don't want to rush B on against a force bite, especially against FaZe, had there been 2 players there and they're anticipating it in any sort of way. Problem 1 is that you don't have the information. They've smoked the crossover doors. You don't know if 5 players on the other side. You're basically going in blind and hoping for the best. I guess the best bit of information you can really gather is watch the demos and FaZe and see their tendencies in these sort of rounds, what they usually do. If they don't normally stat B, you're probably pretty safe to do so. But I never like calling this because if it goes wrong, it looked like you've just made a very lazy call and it could have been avoided.
One of the things that may play in from this fast B from Mouse is the idea that, hey, we have this in our arsenal and we want to pull it off. Now, it seems silly for me to be saying, you know, fast B is a strategy, but in terms of the way that you run into the site, the flashes you're going to use, who's flashing late, where the smokes are landing, that's all part of a round, right? And we saw what Fnatic were able to do with B rushes with the last set of groups we had from the European side of things. They made it work until the adjustment came in from the CTs, dropping a more shallow Molotov into the tunnels and then mowing them down as they tried to exit through the gray screen of the smoke. And see if it takes FaZe as long to adjust as what it did Fnatic's foe. But it will be just the pistols carried across. There's a Zeus in the hands of Brokey, so I hope we get to see that one used. I'd love to have a crack at making the noise again.
The sound effect is effective, and so is Nico's shot. He actually hits WoKCDZ and Chris J. Oh, mama. He only saw 1 of the 2 targets he's managed to cut down to size, both of them now in the 50 health region.
That is one of the best starts you can have because it puts the T's on notice. We can see they're not opting for anything fast, and now as they limp around the map, those 2 individuals will have to be a lot more cautious. Make it 3 individuals.
Oh, he's
Still
tagged.
shots now. Just connecting left and right. Nico, he might have done enough here. Karrigan down to 9. He finds Chris J as well. There's 2 players towards short, but they've expended most of the bullets of their pistols.
Oh,
but
no!
it doesn't seem to matter. They'll use their oppositions. A team kill comes through, and we have ourselves a 4-on-3 scenario. coldzera, if he gets to 1 DK here, Calder on, the round done. He might be on for another as well. Swings around the corner.
Oh!
He's doing so much damage. He hit the 3rd as well. Down to 13 points of health. FaZe have managed to pull the round back after losing the first 2. It's an unlikely 3rd round victory. My goodness, the scout delivered on all fronts. And remember, they didn't force buy into that round. They saved weapons from the 2nd round force buy and brought it over to the 3rd. As Alex put a 2nd bite of the cherry, and it works out to be a delicious one.
Yeah, that is as sweet as can be outcome for FaZe Clan. They do manage to overcome what looked to be an impossible 2nd round and just have another go. This time they had Nico's scout, and it was so effective.
Well, well, well. FaZe Clan on their feet.
Missed Xbox smoke, perhaps.
Yeah, I don't see it down.
I can jump in, boys. What happened? They threw a molly down,
Ah.
I
and
did
then
hear
it
an
landed on the
extinguish.
molly.
Ooh.
So that's a new part of the game. We haven't seen many CTs throw that in. Thank you, Green, for providing that information.
It's good to have Green on standby. He's in all of our matchmaking games, and he's here.
It's always good to have a bit of intel. And we'll see now, MOUSESPORTS trying to hunt for summons. They go towards long. Olofmeister with the Mac 10, he won't usually see CTs pick that weapon up, but it makes sense for this sort of round. But the blue box, it's one of the most commonly overlooked positions, and now starting to be checked more often than not. We'll see the scout retreat as NiKo continues to find skulls here. Frozen's removed, and at this point, Voxic will have a very tough task and make his way towards A. NiKo takes him down, and it's a very, very nice finish towards the end of the round. 4 kills in total, all with the scout, 2 of them with delicious headshots as well.
NiKo's really had some time to think, hasn't he? You know, this hiatus, you described it in the pre-match. I think that's definitely helped NiKo refine and find that passion once again.
There's the molly rush was talking about, and the smoke lands directly on it.
Because it does bounce, right? The Xbox smoke?
Yeah, so that's something to keep in mind. If they don't have another variation of the Xbox smoke to keep in mind, FaZe may have taken that out of the game, but the playbook already. Will be an eco coming out now from MOUSESPORTS as their buyback attempt was nowhere near as successful as what FaZe's was, and now they'll be gallivanting up catwalk with the Glocks in hand to meet their demise momentarily. Rain's grenade. It's not even going to need to sail through the air because NiKo will just continue the scout domination.
What is his
Look at
accuracy?
this. Every single shot just seems to hit.
I feel like he's hit 80% of the shots he's released.
5 assists already.
Yeah. He's killing them, I think it's safe to say.
And he's been upgraded to, now I like to call this one the Mega Scout, otherwise known as the AWP.
Yeah, otherwise known as
Well,
that.
I think we
Mainly
should
the
maybe
Mega
start
Scout.
calling it the Mega Scout,
Yeah,
and then if the AWP catches on, we'll start calling
We'll
it
see
that.
if the AWP catches on, but Mega Scout, of course, is the main name, and we will see NiKo upgrade from Scout to Mega Scout now. See if he's going to be taking that one towards long. Chris J's just going to be throwing out the same utility you would have thrown if you had gone fast out blue bin. This time, no one's out there with him. Look at all of that FaZe util. God, Molotovs, nades, and 2 full clips of M4 from Rain. He's put a lot down range and has nothing to show for it.
NiKo currently 3-0 in opening duels. You can see why. Amazing scenes from him, the individual skill displayed tonight. Counter-Strike, it can't get much better than what he's put down on the server today.
There's only so many, I mean, shots he's missed. There may be more. With his AWP now flashed up the angle, he's in trouble. He's in a lot of trouble. Chris J will behead him, and now the A site should be Mouse's. There's nothing Rain can do. They'll be anticipating the crawl up from CT, and oh, more than anticipate, they'll be preparing for. Just finds enough of a head to punish Frozen. He's caused a lot of problems. The bomb will go down. Moxic's trying to make that happen. But 4 CTs for FaZe's retake. They have all the tools. It's going to come down to execution.
I felt like MOUSESPORTS have quite the advantage here. This kill could decide it all, though. The HE grenade will do some damage, but only a very light amount, and it's going to be Rain to fall back. Like we said, not known to be an AWPer, and we'll see if he can nail a shot. Not feeling himself, and he will be losing the weapon. The same story for coldzera as well.
He could have added to that stat line,
He could have
guys.
done. It was getting up there. I think Zipex is in a similar boat with that stat line. There's a couple of players out there who just don't use the snipers at all.
I might have to check it out here. Once this bomb goes off, we will be jumping into Skybox. I want to show you something that Rain did that a lot of people could probably bring as a protocol into their own game. So NiKo drops off. He's going to get isolated, and he's going to die here. Now, what I want to talk about is Rain and this position right now. He can hear them all elephant foot onto the site. What you want to do is wait until the straggler, which we can see is Frozen, is on his own, and then you can take a one-on-one duel with these 3 individuals all focused over towards long. So you want to allow them to scale on up and see if you can isolate a single fight. Rain did that perfectly there. Unfortunately, not the round.
Yeah, but it is, you know, it feels quite helpless as a CT. Coming
Definitely
from CT,
so, yeah.
But having some degree of flight path and understanding as to how you're supposed to approach it, that's a bonus, and so is that. 2 early frags. coldzera's brought the fight to MOUSESPORTS, and he's got a triple kill straight up the lower tons. 3rd kill comes in on Robs, and he's managed to make this 4th round a walk in the park. The sun is shining, there's nobody around, and he's having a good time. 0-0-6 worth highlighting now that if Frozen goes down in this 2v5, he will be joining the Secret Service.
Cold literally just ran through doors and took the mid fight there. Like, it wasn't even at the start of the round. Like, he just saw them barreling down and took the fight.
That's the NiKo special. That's normally his thing.
Yeah. Well, punches are definitely being thrown here. Flash will push Nico off the line. WOKCD now does his best to see if he can take him out of the equation.
Not really much chance for MOUSESPORTS to find the round here, but making it expensive would be worthwhile. Up towards long they go. WOKCD will have 19 points of health. Frozen, if they are going to win this round, will have to do absolutely everything. He is capable, but maybe not so much in Dust 2. 0 and 6 right now, as Alex has already explained. 30 seconds, flashbangs, incendiary smokes being deployed to allow MAhvMh7zeuwoKCDZ5hJiBX12YBJbhjfLTs some wiggle room here on the A site. Puts himself in an angle you just can't predict at this stage. Nico, beautiful shot, the AWP. That's from Gandalf, and Frozen, well, he's been put under a spell as well. It's going to be Olof to close things out, as we'll find ourselves a 4-3 scoreline.
Here we
and
go.
coldzera just pushing middle here, getting it done, and it's a really beautiful finish.
Yeah, I mean, that's a push that not many players have the confidence to go for.
No one. I don't remember the last time on a full gun round I ever remember seeing a CT-sided player swing out middle like that and take those fights. I have been monitoring the situation on B with Brokey's tendencies. The only time he hasn't gone close to throw that Molotov was when they knew they were up against an eco, where he went through window and played more passive. But it looks like
Here we are.
no Brokey on B, just cold. So they've done a 4-man A-lane. Brokey's going to get over to things late.
Does get over in the nick of time. He'll be doing coldzera's role in the setup you described. Cold baited in by Brokey, actually.
Oh.
The bomb is on the back of Karrigan, bear in mind. He's out alone in middle.
A bomb's an upper dark.
Oh,
I
it's
think
up
it's
and
the,
up,
the
okay.
angle of the monitor.
Right, yeah, so got me.
It gets me every time. Rain, coldzera will find the opening stragglers, though. They came out on their own, and now the body of the assault is there. Brokey doesn't have to take this fight, but he stands his ground. And through the smoke, they'll connect. A full team ace on the B here from Mouse.
Wow. Well, that B bomb side doesn't seem to be a problem.
No, maybe stay away from there for a second or two. I think Mouse have to eco right now. We've got the highest, I think, was 2.8. You can see here the flashes coming in to assist with this. Nico,
Yeah, that's
team
all,
player.
It's all about the Nico flashbang there. Coming through the double doors, we're seeing a lot of that these days because the B bomb site has so many vulnerabilities in the last 6 months. A lot of teams focus on these B splits. So playing 2 players inside and having backup when they swing, that flashbang is so important. And you can see them reaping the benefits, as we'll see the full eco come through as well. Just Eagles, 1 set of Kevlar, that's for Chris J. And here comes Karrigan, straight out middle. And, well, it won't last very long.
Nico holding the angle to cover both off. It's an exposure of himself, but he knows he's up against the demons. So he doesn't live in too much fear. Good damage inflicted by Cold. He just cut Frozen down to 10 HP with that rather sporadic spray.
Spams, nades, smokes, frags, everything falling against MOUSESPORTS right now. You do not want to allow FaZe to have clean rounds. That is one thing that you need to avoid, and that's 2 back-to-back.
They've got 4 AK-47s at AWP. They're hitting every single shot at this point. They're on Dust 2. Everything is pointing towards a FaZe victory right now in terms of this first half. Yeah. And I guess the only benefit is they don't have Kriegs. Nico carrying on from Train. 10 kills, 5 assists, 4 flash assists as well. 126 ADR and 4 and 1 in opening duels. He really is having a barn burner of a game out there.
I just went back and looked at that flash that he did coming into that B site. It blinded all 3 players of MOUSESPORTS.
He must have done that from just
exit.
in front of CT spawn, right?
He was just leaving spawn and it comes on over. It looked perfect.
Yeah, that's... We used to call that the God Flash and Source. That was back in the day.
Nade in his hand and humiliated. Oh dear. Frozen, quick response. That will keep the round favorable for Mouse. Otherwise, that bomb could have got completely and totally reinforced and defended. Instead, we will find ourselves back into the 4v4. And bomb scooped up now by Frozen.
Can reload whenever he feels like it. 11 bullets.
Ah, yes, astute observation. That could be a haunting mistake. This is 2, though. Hits it. Doesn't miss that one. Doesn't miss many.
Brokey's in trouble. He's left on an island right now. He has to defend against all 4.
He stands up.
Yeah, he's done all he can to fend them off and buy some time here. MAhvMh7zeuwoKCDZ with the flank gets the bomb as well.
Slow it down.
That's going to slow it right down. Everyone just needs to chill at this point. Olof doing anything but, and it still works out for him. The pre-fire towards the cubby. Somehow, ropz doesn't take him down. I don't know how.
Yeah, I think Olaf's aggression there? Maybe he didn't realize he killed the individual with the bomb?
No, he must have done. It comes up in the radar. It drops on the floor like in a big red glowing orb. Like, I felt like he did know. Like, right then, he's got 2 seconds to just ascertain that information. Someone would have called bomb down, but he didn't know that player was there. It's a great shot, a fantastic reaction. Chad said you don't want them to have clean rounds because once they get warmed up, difficult to get them out of that zone.
Yeah, and I don't know if you can force the CT side out of this zone right now. They are just flowing. Still 2 preserved AK-47s. coldzera trying to jump for info, but this is more than he bargained for. ChrisJ has slipped the net, got himself an M4 and armor. Fortunately for FaZe Clan, Brokey doesn't have to sweat too much about middle. He's now covered and supported by his team. It will be B. And Brokey tucked in on exactly what we talked about. Rain responsible for middle, but he has his back turned too. And with only 1 kill, Brokey could get sussed out by Rain here. He's leaped into the site, and he's doing a fantastic job. There we have it. FaZe do overcome it. It looked positive for MOUSESPORTS. They do well to find that opening frag, but 8-3.
So right now for MOUSESPORTS, we haven't even been able to see them get into the flow of the game. It feels like it's not like they've done defaults, get the cat control, do the A execute, do some fakes of that, and or they're already 8 rounds in the hole. So right now, you can't establish what flow to the game you want. You just need to hope that you can battle back in and see if you can get the 7. Fast mid play again. There won't be the coldzera swing this time round. Lots of nades being thrown out long by the CTs just to make sure that doesn't leak at all. And now MOUSESPORTS will have the map control they desire. It just depends on where they want to finish.
8-3.
Happened so quickly, didn't it?
It did, out of nowhere. It felt like this was going to be another close one. We were at 3-3 at one point. Ever since then, though, 5 rounds in a row for FaZe and convincing ones at that. Finally, though, some T-weaponry being taken out of their ranks. They have a couple of M4s in the mix. Some good news. There's a double orb setup, though, to answer back. And ChrisJ spots one in spawn, but needs to be very careful. Flashbang about to be thrown. It's HE instead. I don't think they'll do a ton of damage. Barely any. As we'll see ChrisJ survive. And Karrigan dropped down. Going for the double, and he's nailed it.
Karrigan, you need to stop, and it's Olafmeister's sentiment too. Will hit the shot and tuck in before the short players can start casting their eyes. He's got a chance here to level the tide. He will have the long player to draw attention his way. He's great, good enough. But there's more where that came from, and it's down to Rops in support. They will find the frags they needed. MOUSESPORTS, a must-win round on the board converted. 4 now to 8. They need everything they can get on this T side. And Karrigan, how many times has this happened in the series where it looks like MOUSESPORTS are broken, out of chances, out of ideas, and then Karrigan has a hero multi-kill?
Honestly, that's why I've been kind of tracking his individual progress every time I watch them play. The last few events towards the end of the year 2019, same thing was happening. Karrigan would get them back into these series with these clutches. He's got a massive brain on him, and we'll see now another aggressive approach here from FaZe Clan. It works out with that first kill. coldzera taken down with the AWP and T-Spawn. And Frozen, what are you up to, my friend? Trying to get into all those long doors with this. All sorts of battles going on across the map here.
They've been kept very quiet, haven't they? Karrigan got 2 kills in the last round. Before they only had 1. Oh, hold up a second. I thought that was about to start escalating, but ChrisJ,
what was this?
I don't know. He's sitting in his own smoke. I'm not sure what his game plan is right now. Brokey will find one.
He wants the rotate from CT. He wants a lackadaisical called CT rotate. That's what he wants, but Rain's not going to give it to him. Just, yes, he is. That's enough to bait him out. ChrisJ wasn't watching. Will get the frag eventually. Does suggest it was perhaps just a happy byproduct of the utility being thrown out towards CT. So Brokey is the B player, and he has not got a chance versus that double peak.
Yeah, they've whittled this down very well. Process of elimination on the rotation since coldzera went down after that opening with Karrigan in middle. And now we know how difficult the B bomb site can be to retake here. Olaf will do his best to alley-oop Nico through dark with the flash. It comes on in. He can scope up. But how long will he look towards the back of platform? He knows he's there now. At this point, you need to be saving.
Yep, you absolutely do, especially the AK up as well. Nico is not that way inclined. It's going to be Olafmeister now, holding them in towards the bomb site if possible. He will do very well to get one more kill. Not going to happen. Voxic will take him. Their money's still strong. That's why they're going for it. But he would like to hold on to the AWP and the AK just for the double pro setup, or the AK-47 in general for the CT side. So getting to the bookend now this first half phase. The fact they've got 8 rounds already, Chad, this is considered a T-sided map at top Counter-Strike. So they're in a great position.
The thing is, they were probably on the table to get 10.
Yeah.
Now that Mouse have bounced back with 2 on the trot here, this could easily be an 8-7 half, especially if FaZe lose this round right now. Their money, it's not looking great after this.
Yeah, down to the nitty-gritty. WoKCD pays quite the price for overstaying his welcome, but he baits off into the hunt. Carrigan got out long doors early and hits a lovely shot in support of ChrisJ's flash. And now early advantage for MOUSESPORTS has been taken. It's down to FaZe for a mid-round call now. Trying to level the odds. They've put their CT eggs into one basket. The basket's got a Sharpie and a label on it that's written A.
So right now, MOUSESPORTS can just play the situation as Na'Vi would. You know, throw out some nades, force the CTs to either react or peek. If they don't, they'll probably use utility to hold you at bay, and then just re-hit long really late. We've been talking about this puzzle piece. Well, Mouse have just been able to turn it into the long corridor, and one member flanking in the lower tunnels right now. Here are those smokes. Should be landing now. FaZe have to hit some big shots.
Rain might be the man to do it. We said he's heralded as one of the best Dust 2 riflers in the game right now. Let's see if he can live up to expectations. coldzera swinging in. He can't get much done. This is the kill that might decide it all. Rain waits for the flashbangs, but ChrisJ delivers. He's got the bomb on his back, and it looks like it might be planted. Nico, the last line of defense, and he's missed the shot. Molotov goes down, and that's going to be him pinned with his back to the wall.
Yeah. His mission just changed from assault the site to escape the site, and Rops could not be in a better position to deal with this one. Nico does do well to get the information for free and safely, but now he's got to win this duel to get out. And Rops isn't going to make it easy for him. Just the tip of his head showing before Nico is forced to watch Brokey save. So are we, though. That will be 6 for MOUSESPORTS, and they are, as you said, Chad, poised for a 7th as well.
Yeah, it looks very likely at this point of the game. Even with this saved rifle from Brokey, it feels like they haven't gone B much at all. The round that they did was when Hold was solo after they did the 4-man A-lean. They locked that down. I think that was a flawless round at that point. So Mouse have been finding their success by milking out these duels and then late round making the right decisions. So FaZe are going to feel like they've dropped the ball in this half. To lose 4 on the trot just before half-time, it's going to be a pretty deflating feeling right there. And Carrigan continues to find these openings, right? He only has 4 kills, but he's directly responsible for 2 round wins. And that's not even including the calling. We have no idea what he's saying.
Good point. Well, final round of this first half. MOUSESPORTS managed to pull 3 back in a row. Scouts are out. FAMASes. And Deagle for Rain. This is where he does his best work, though, towards short. Waiting for that flashbang. A bit of distraction from his teammate here. WoKCD only on 7 kills. Really quiet showing from him this evening. Referred to as one of the best snipers on Dust 2. Good nades coming through. A lot of damage. Only to 1 player, though. That's WoKCD down to 54. Coming out to that 1-minute mark, and still in a default formation. 1 outside long. It's going to be frozen. We have Rops towards upper B, holding for any pushes. And 3 setting up for the mid approach here. Smoke down towards CT spawn. Flash coming through. And it's coldzera to defend.
Both smokes usually means one thing. This corner, however, is often overlooked. And again, it works out. It seems that both somebody and coldzera from today's games have got the answer to the CT smokes.
That's a good dink as well. coldzera for a 3rd. It's going to be converted by Nico. His final round looks to be falling in their favor. Why they're being so aggressive, Chad, I have no idea. They'll get the kill required at 3 versus 1, but Rob's making a lot of noise now. I don't think he stands a chance. He has got the flashbang, a smoke and a Molotov, but he needs to find 1 quick kill first. And Brokey, he'll give himself up, and still FaZe a little bit precarious there towards the end, but still 9-6 at their CT side should be enough for them to close this series out. MOUSESPORTS certainly will have other ideas. We'll take a quick break and see who concludes this one. comes to a head here. Third and final map, couldn't be closer. And we'll see Frozen flashed off to kick things off, and it's going to be Karrigan to provide that flashbang. It leads to a second kill, this time in favor of FaZe in the P250 array. It can't quite strike yet, and he's being hunted down.
He saw 2, so at least that information to his teammates has come on in. But
so he's drawn them towards long. That's actually okay. They're going to go back towards middle. They're not. They continue their assault towards A. I'm surprised that information gathered. They didn't fall back. Either way, they continued and try to get this bomb down. It looks like to be working out very well indeed. Just one player remaining. That's Karrigan at this point, as he'll have 3 kills to find, a bomb to defuse, but at least he has got a kit.
Nose pressed to the monitor now, Karrigan. He's got some long-range shots to hit. He did actually tap away at coldzera through the corner of that box, but it's Brokey in the middle of C-Team. Keeping it nice, wide, and open. That's going to be the double digits found off the pistol. FaZe fans let out a sigh of relief.
yeah, well, they were in this game with losing the pistol round. Then NiKo had the scout, right? They had those 2 rounds, and they were able to do a lot of damage there. Let's see if the scouts on the other side of things, this time in WOCC's hands, will be just as potent. Difficult to think so, as Mouse did operate with a mid-anti-eco approach in their half. This time around, we can see, well, it's going to be B from FaZe Clan. Actually, this is exactly the same as how last half kicked off.
Yeah, except ChrisJ is going to get completely and totally overwhelmed. Rob's tagged up through the doors as well. He's running out of options with his Desert Eagle now.
Yeah, this might be another save the 4 pistol scenario. We'll see if they want to fancy a go at this one at all.
Well, you guys like some cherries, right? They might want another bite as well.
They could do.
See how many times...
It's getting quite a whittled away now, that single cherry we keep referencing.
Yeah, take a little nibble.
Nothing but the
stem?
The stone, yeah.
Is it a pip or a stone?
Ooh, I think it's a cherry pip.
Pip or pit?
Cherry stone.
I thought there's a pits, isn't that one as well?
Oh, yeah.
I think it's a pit.
Well, I think
Pip is in an apple.
Peaches have pits.
Oh,
Yes.
here we go.
Apples have pits.
Yeah.
And
No, apples are pips.
Pips. Oranges have pith. That's what the white stuff's called.
Why don't we just say,
Well, I'm just confused now.
Yeah, I don't know well.
but they're seeds.
Yes.
So we could just call them all seeds.
Yeah, it's their reproductive organs. We could call them genitals if we want,
Yeah,
Chad. It
that's
wouldn't be right.
Fruits, genitals.
Oh, come on,
So
guys.
the apple's fruit genitalia is called the...
Yeah.
I'm going to put my hand up here. I used to work
You actually did, by the way.
in Woolworths as the produce manager in a store called Dog Swamp, where I had to deal with fruit and vegetables on the daily.
I find it really funny that Woolworths in Australia served food. In the UK, it just served like children's toys and
Sweets.
sweets.
Yeah.
That was, we called that version of our Woolworths Big W.
Ah, the big dub.
Big W's.
To B-Rush again.
And
And a
looking for the big dub, Alex. I knew you were going there. We both were trying that.
So predictable. I hate it.
Double nade.
Does it count? Maybe it does. Frozen's naded his teammates and Brokey, but into the B side they go. And this second bite we talked about comes down to ChrisJ, who's just staring at the floor. He is hoping
This
to
could actually
ninja.
work. This could work. They can win
Hello.
this round. They can win this round off his play. The bomb goes down, and at this point, Karrigan swings in. It's a 3 versus 1 out of nowhere. The USP hiding at the back of the site. More heroics from ChrisJ. He's done enough here, almost certainly. NiKo is biding his time.
Oh, God.
They know exactly where he is. He's got a flashbang to try and dig himself out of his own grave here, and he'll have the strike now. It's ChrisJ with a USP. They didn't check that key position, Chad. It cost them the round.
So now MOUSESPORTS go on a streak of 8 rounds in a row, I believe it was, or 7, something along those lines.
For a perfect mirror.
And then we can basically keep this one looking the same. Here's the double nade. It's going to be his teammate and the enemy. So Robs did enough.
He just hides at the back. They
I've
don't
never
check
seen
it.
that.
And of course, he finds the C4 carrier first. Absolute pandemonium ensues. The CZ swings through and the round falls apart. That was a gimme for FaZe and they fluffed it.
Oh, it's going to be, yeah, there's some frustration being taken out by NiKo as he knifes the wall. He
Yeah.
knows, like,
well, they'll never let that happen again, at least. That
The
will never, ever
ramifications.
happen again.
No, that's true. You learn your lessons. These are lessons you only learn once.
Yeah.
We did miss a little detail towards the end of that first half, guys. I know there's lots of details flying around here, but Rain, he managed to get an AWP kill. Apparently as the
I
final
wasn't tracking
kill
that, you're
onto Rops.
So there you go.
Yeah.
So 3 AWP kills in...
Since Cold and Brokey joined,
Since Cold and Brokey have
he's had
joined.
3 AWP kills.
He's
now.
had 3 AWP kills.
Unless he got one in the series the other day, but I don't remember it.
You know what? It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it's just a fun little
It's
tidbit.
just for fun. Thank you for the correction, though.
No worries.
Welcome to the ASMR castings desk. The 60 seconds.
Can Henry whisper?
He's not very good at that.
Okay.
You could try, though.
How do you know he's whispering when you whisper, though?
That's true. I can still tell it's you.
I can
but-
definitely still tell the tone of the voice. Oh! Great exchange. That's the instant trade. How can you be any quicker than that?
I don't think you can. Frozen is going to be tested on Goose. They are preemptively aiming. If they get this cleanly, a bomb plant is on the cards, but I don't know if there's going to be anything more. Brokey's burning, down to 60 already, and he will go down with the ship. Good work to get the bomb plant.
And good work from the ASMR, if you don't mind me saying. And we'll get into the next round here. It's going to be quite clean from MOUSESPORTS in general. They will recover the AK-47, of course, and the AWP will remain into the next round. Karrigan picks it up from Voxic's corpse after finding 2 kills. The bomb's planted. That's all FaZe really wanted out of the round. As we get into the next one here, we are going to have around $6,000 on average for FaZe. You can see them getting a nice bit of loss bonus at this stage, and we'll see the 1D from Nico incredibly fast, as you boys pointed out. And Karrigan, that was the key fact for me. If he goes down to the 1D there was a real chance FaZe win it. But he nails it, gets both the kills, and we find ourselves with an 11-8 scoreline. 2 rounds in a row for MOUSESPORTS, but money there now for FaZe. Kriegs are coming out. They're certainly not the same way inclined as MOUSESPORTS are, trying to keep the Krieg out of the CT hands. Their plan is just not to die.
They have some catching up to do, I think.
Yeah,
Henry,
I guess
as
they
far
probably
as the scope rifles are concerned.
They just need the round at this point, regardless of what weapons their opposition has.
Yeah, and the point Chad's making as well is that FaZe have been quite slow to monitor the trend. They've been the baby boomers in this scenario, and lots of Zoomers, such as the Frozens and Brolins of the world, really picked up the Krieg and ran with it. These guys are a little slow to adapt. You can't blame them, considering, of course, with such a long and storied career, your muscle memory is so developed to that rifle that you are going to be more stubborn.
I think we all
FaZe.
I think we all expect a Krieg nerf at some point too, or at least we hope.
Yeah, and I've always argued quite sternly against the argument of we're not using it because it's going to get nerfed. I always think that's like the dumbest thing you could say to me in the argument for the Krieg. Nice work though. Chris J catches Brokey.
This double AWP setup is now fully in swing here. Chris J looking very agile across the map, and that's left FaZe with the decision to end up towards the B side. Look at him keep moving around.
This is dynamic AWPing 101. He's even not going to overstay his welcome on B. He's going to be jiggling for middle, clears that one out for his teammates so he can stay in his passive line. And now the utility's being deployed. This is the dribble smoke. If you want a definition of it, that's what Henry's referencing when he talks about it.
It allows you to get outside of the main choke point and hopefully bust through towards the side. But Robt, he's been baited into perfection here. He doesn't have to swing. Chris J has done such good work here to find in this position. The barrel of the AWP sticks out. Nico will bayonet him with it, but still, that's not quite enough. The perfect B hold there, Chad. You can't be mad about that one. Chris J taking all that aggro. Robt is going to get 2 or 3 kills, whatever happened at that point, as they find their 9th round. It is pretty much exactly what happened on Train.
Yeah, we are seeing similar themes. We even had those similar themes on Nuke. Remember, we had the Karrigan and Nico rounds, with them both getting around to ladder. The CT vent plays with the smokes.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if these guys are, you know, trying to copy one another here, but the themes are the same.
Isn't it? Maybe, just maybe, they're cut from the same cloth. That's why they butted heads in the leadership role. Brokey, I thought he had a cool lineup on a tire, but then I saw he had no nades. He was just genuinely hanging out.
Looking at the tire, yeah.
Looking at the tire.
So once we master the ASMR, which I think we're pretty close to,
I think so.
How long until we start the OnlyFans account?
I've already got one.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't kept that. I keep that one relatively private.
Well, I guess that puts a stop to my questions.
Yeah, it's just all of the hottest CS smokes you can possibly imagine.
That wouldn't be a bad account, considering the lack of resources out for CS smokes right now. I would pay and subscribe for that. I'm down.
People are trying, but they never seem to land.
If I had the motivation, the skills required, the time to do anything about this, I would do it, but someone should make a proper resource or update one. As we see the double kill come in from Frozen, he might even go for the ace here, as they're so flashed, they're locked out. Olof might get one with the deagle here, but it would be a bit of a steal if he did. He knows it. Just trying to find 1 kill if possible. Gets dinged, and down he goes. Frozen will find double digits for MOUSESPORTS, 11-10. I'm going to say it, boys. MOUSESPORTS, I feel like they're replicating their form on Train. Once they get their heels stuck in, they should be closing this one out.
I think that FaZe Clan probably have at least 1 or 2 more strategies that they might want to bust on out. Losing that opening pick early really hurt them in the previous and left them with that B finish. But right now, I'm hoping to see something with a bit more conviction, where they go straight into a play off of the bat and don't leave it until those last 30 seconds. Because that didn't seem to work for them very well on Train.
Oh. Good flash from Rain. Karrigan's flash and WOCCDKm9rvCqCDZ5hJiBX12YBJbhjfLTs there as well. You can see the barrage of CT flashes has completely quashed the long take.
Yeah, well, they have got any tactics up their sleeve. It's going to have to be different than the long take. It hasn't worked out for them at all. Not even really inflicting any damage there. Frozen will get both frags. Doesn't look to be happy with that just yet. Firing off the Eagle shots, and the nade will follow up as well. coldzera won't take too much damage, but he sits in the smoke trying to get that advantage you'll be talking about all week. When the smoke fades, the player sat inside said smoke will actually have somewhat of an advantage. It comes down to milliseconds, but he can actually have a bit of vision before the CT can.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't advise people in their matchmaking games to go crouching in smokes.
No.
But when it's a game
it's very nuanced and situational.
Yeah.
You have to understand how it works and when you have the advantage. But yeah, don't just go sit in the smoke thinking you're going to get killed. That's not really how it
It is not a guarantee. It may look that way,
yeah,
but as the way you've highlighted, it's, you know, in a game where everyone is so close in individual skill, the tiniest of advantages.
There are some things that only work in pro play because of pro play protocols, right? We'll get into that later.
Yeah, that's a whole podcast.
Yeah, Brokey will be finding one kill and bringing it back to a 3-on-3 here. Nico up towards short. Players behind him.
Oh, the jump.
Noise.
Did he hear it?
No, he didn't because the Molotov was down, but he still nails the shot. The 180 from Nico as he was making his way towards short. He definitely didn't hear that. He just threw that Molotov. He swung around as the first bullet was being fired at coldzera. He'll keep this lead intact.
They've stolen this.
Yeah, this is
3v5. This was a 3v5.
Daylight robbery. Huge connection. coldzera did well. He just waited outside that smoke to catch the player on A. The AWP will be forced to be saved now. And you said, despite that early disadvantage, double kill on long to start this off in favor of MOUSESPORTS. And FaZe have managed to not get away as well. Jumping across on the flashbang, love to see it. They know where ChrisJ is. That's information that Nico probably would have been willing to punish on if it wasn't such a deep stage of the game with his money in the state it is. ChrisJ will just be looking to keep hold of his AWP, and there's no one to challenge, so all good in the hood. FaZe 12.
Yeah, and you've just summarized it perfectly. They should never have had a shot.
But how did they? How did they make that shot?
Look, it all actually comes down to the Nico kill, because even the ones they get across to long that they're able to pick on up here, the round's still manageable at that point. ropz has the drop on Nico, and he still is able to spin. Here it is. So he's looking through his own Molotov, checking the smoke, gets shot at, spins, takes the time to make sure it's pixel perfect, shoots the one bullet and takes down ropz. And at that point, well, they're locked out. They're able to plant the bomb, and ChrisJ has no option. And now they have to take a tactical timeout to discuss their options here.
Brought to you by the US Air Force, Chad, and we'll be seeing if MOUSESPORTS can actually find their way back into this one. After fighting 4 rounds in a row, they give one up. Knowing the money's going to be relatively low for FaZe here, there is a good chance they can take this round, get themselves back into it. They've still got $10,000 on ChrisJ after reinvestment here, so they've got plenty of money, that's for sure. A double AWP setup brought out once again. WOCCDKm9rvCqCDZ5hJiBX12YBJbhjfLTs to show us the power of his AWP on Dust 2, which I don't think has been fully realized at this point. I've built him up too much, I think, coming to this one. This series, he hasn't delivered. He hasn't looked his best. There still is time in these last few rounds for him to show us what he's made of, but we haven't had a crazy WOCCDKm9rvCqCDZ5 moment on Dust 2 yet.
No, it has been a bit of a quiet day from him in general. So, not activated right now, but as we said on Train, he is a necessary component if they want to get victories against a team like FaZe. Flashes over towards middle here to keep Frozen at bay in the early stages. If he gets a bit skittish and drops the Molotov early, the tell of the T-sided Molly will not force out one of his own, and all his teammates will follow up with the nades to hold them back.
Good damage. And finishes it off as well. It dunks on Rain. Make sure that one bullet headshot comes through. And now MOUSESPORTS have done it again. They've lost the last round at a situation like this. Let's see if FaZe have got any more tricks up their sleeve, any more Nico 181 taps. It does seem unlikely to count on something like that twice in 2 rounds.
Yeah, I didn't think it was possible last time. It was the same trio alive, wasn't it?
That's true.
coldzera, Brokey, and Nico. A very tall order ahead of them. The tallest of orders.
Yeah, this one's like well above average, like 6'2".
At least a 6'2". Smoke towards CT spawn. So you get the lineup there. You can crouch it on the corner or stand up like that. ChrisJ will be taking the head off coldzera. And this flashbang looks too good. Karrigan's going to swing on it, get 2 kills presumably. And not quite. Brokey will hold on for dear life, and I say that, and I really mean it. He's got 4 HP as he'll find himself towards the pit position and the AWP on his back. But unfortunately for him, MOUSESPORTS will be picking this round up. It's just a matter of whether he keeps the AWP at this stage, which is looking unlikely. ropz is homing in on his position.
They can't really throw away their guns at this point.
I was about to say the same thing. Like, they can't really justify a full-on hunt for him. But maybe there is a way they get him down.
He spams through the door right now. He could get the kill.
Yeah.
I know he has absolutely no idea that's a possibility, but he's done it after the time.
Chad called it. Clip it.
Oh, Brokey.
Look at his money.
That's the money as well. That's sick.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, that was actually huge. Okay, so he did spam the doors towards the end. That was the only way. Chad was not exaggerating whatsoever. The only way he gets that kill, he spams at the very end. Nice catch on the replay as well. Thank you very much. 12-11, we're going to have number 24 coming through and a full eco of a FaZe after a very disappointing, gut-wrenching finish to round number 23.
He's just burning to death.
Die there? Okay. 12 HP. I guess he just wanted that 1D real bad.
There's not many other opportunities considering what they've brought into this round, to be fair. Like, you've got catching someone off guard when they don't expect it with a Molotov down, or maybe, just maybe, grouping up as a unit and overwhelming. But I don't see a way in which the current setup on the right-hand side of your screen is going to get overwhelmed all too easily. Double AWPs as well.
Yeah, it's another tough one, right? The thing is, the deagles on FaZe are potent. We've seen it throughout this series. There's no question mark there. But to hit these kind of shots against a world-class opponent on the other side of things, that's where the scales do start to tip here. I'm curious, going forward, if they'll even get the bomb down like they were lucky to do last time off the back of Brokey, I believe it was.
3 members on A. And that's a perfect flashbang. WOKCD through it. Frozen to knock him down. No issues.
Ooh. Every kill seems like it's met with a flash assist of some variety on the side of Mouse.
I said that on train as well.
Very tidy.
They work together before they take these swings, and that's why I think they're such an efficient unit. The Karrigan system, it's all based around working off each other.
Yeah.
It's crossfires, taking attention away from the choke points, and flashing each other in when you do commit. Currently, 3 players on MOUSESPORTS with 4 or more flash assists. There we go.
There it is.
Perfectly. Karrigan 4, ChrisJ 4, WOKCD 7.
7.
Well spotted, Chad. They're definitely been a massive part of their game.
I think here, when we were at this point in the half, when FaZe were really putting the hurt onto MOUSESPORTS, the change we saw was more mid to B plays, right? We saw more playing with the rotation and the isolation of the B defender. So maybe FaZe will look to do something similar as we continue this very strange day of mimicking one another's little approaches and tendencies and even round outcomes.
Yeah, it has been an odd one. These two teams are more similar than they perhaps realize.
Who will be taking this third and final map here? First showing in EPL for MOUSESPORTS so far. FaZe Clan already bested Tyloo 2-0, a game you'd expect them to win. I'm not sure anyone could really say definitively who would come out on top between these two. And of course, here we are on the third and final map. It couldn't be closer, 12-12. And we're at a bit of a standstill. Default setup for FaZe. B split looking likely with the bomb down towards tunnels. 2 players behind it.
Perfect
Showing a bit
read.
of presence towards A, and they have got 3 players in the B bomb site. You're absolutely dead on there. All watching the tunnels. That's going to be ChrisJ, 15 kills to his name. No ropz in the cubby this time. He'll be watching towards middle from the double doors, and Frozen, he'll be at the car. They're going to have to walk in B. They have to just dribble smoke it. Yep, this is pretty much all they can do. There'll be some mid presence here, but the 3 setups, 3-man setup towards B, it looks very good. They still have utility of this as well. ropz has a smoke. He'll use that towards the doors when they come in from the middle.
This slow stuff is no good.
25. We've seen FaZe punished for running this clock down before. A fantastic flash. ChrisJ will not be able to support, but will they check Frozen out? They're coming in from middle. All their backs are turned. They're switching to the bomb already. Frozen takes 2. There's more. ChrisJ's doing it as well. And in perfect unison, MOUSESPORTS will secure the 13th round. It looked like it was FaZe's all over.
B set up.
Yeah.
I want to see ChrisJ because he's got 1 HP at this point. Does he get all 3 with 1 HP? My goodness, he's done well again. The Flying Dutchman is sailing.
That is kind of insane, isn't it? Well, they're going to be down to partial buy territory once again. It's the B bomb
FaZe are
site.
screwed. That's
a fortress, and you might be right. They've got PT-50s and Deagles, but you know what? If ever there was a team to make this work, FaZe might be up there in the conversation. B-split again. Like I said, they'd like to go fast through middle on the FaZe side. This is no different. Pretty basic approach here.
Yeah, looks a little custom fit. And ChrisJ's being tested again, and they're strafing it as best as they can. Finally, ChrisJ falls, but it is all in vain. It should be Robs to tidy this one up. Olaf's got no health, and so one bullet from his M4 should tidy it up. Of course, perfect shot to the head, just for good measure. We have 14 now to 12. 2 more from MOUSESPORTS securing this series. Karrigan versus his old team, FaZe. And MOUSESPORTS in total are looking very poised to collect it. They do have 2 orbs again in play. And admittedly, ChrisJ's the one that's turning my head.
I don't know which direction FaZe can go right now. They tried the long play, they got shut down. The only gun round that they have in their back pocket is a 3-on-5 situation that you could say MOUSESPORTS squandered, or it came down to a single kill, and that's Nico hitting a 180 on a dime right there with Rops coming in behind. So
yeah,
FaZe are trying long again. This time round, Rain will make it to the bin, smokes himself, so at least they have that map control, and that's going to keep these CTs busy over towards long while they take cat in middle, but Rops, he's there!
Nico always Molotovs that position. He always spams it as well, and when he's not there to take care of it, it all falls apart. They know Rain is stuck behind this smoke as well. They guaranteed it, and there's the kill. MOUSESPORTS look at a series point here, and they've made them look foolish in the process. This was an underwhelming round from FaZe. Not checking the common angles, being absolutely out positioned towards long, and at this stage, a run boost. I think he even hits this. Voxy doesn't quite connect. Going to throw a smoke on the side just to find a little bit more time. He gets one more kill to call the round done. Trying to deny the plant the best he can, but they actually are potentially throwing this. But as I say that, it will be a nice finish there. 15 to 12. Money at the absolute bottom of the barrel. They have got maximum loss bonus, but no plant behind. There'll be AK's armor and not much else. Certainly won't have the AWP.
This is it again.
So
POV.
where's even the flash? Like, no one's even FaZe checking it if they've just overlooked the position entirely at the most important round of the game.
Yeah, I think, look, this is just me trying to justify that scenario right there. They're assuming they're setting 2 players over towards B because the last couple of rounds they were conditioning B with fast plays, but now the Hail Mary out towards long in front of the Molotov. Yet another opening for MOUSESPORTS.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's not much left in terms of resources for the FaZe side. Scouts, Gilils, 2 smokes, and a Molotov. In terms of the positioning, ChrisJ holds towards upper B. Hasn't fully committed, as you can see there. Just watching for any T's, trying to probe for information. They're going to focus their efforts towards middle. They've got 2 smokes, make it 3 now. So they can do the double smoke towards CT spawn. That's normally their go-to. There's the first. Second will land on the boxes. Have they thrown both of them in the same position? No, they haven't. It did bounce up. So this is their normal B split coming through, but hasn't gone well at all. Frozen with the first, and Robs knows. He's seen this a few times. He's ready as they jump through the smoke.
Oh, he's done well to get into the site, though, in perfect sync with the flash. They'll clear him out now. A chance created by Rain. Where's that bomb? Oh, never mind. Never mind. ChrisJ's hit the shot on Rain. coldzera locked in the B site without the one thing that makes it powerful. That bomb.
The bomb itself, yeah, that's a good point. There's not really much you can do with this. Not like you can get a cheeky plant and get us into a 1 versus 3. It's MOUSESPORTS with a 5-round streak towards the end of just 2, making FaZe look very average in the process there. An amazing performance from the likes of Frozen and Karrigan. We'll see more of this broken down after this break.
Sitting on a bench, waiting for the time to pass, dreaming of what happens next. I see what I wanna be, question